Welcome back to another episode of the Red Wagon Inn. So glad to have you all. Even though Jakey is out for some dental work, we have most of the crew here tonight since it's been 2 weeks since we've seen you all. Also, everybody is already saying in the comments it has been 1 year. This is the anniversary episode of the Red Wagon Inn. So, woo! Congratulations to us. You know, high fives. We're so good. Look at us continuing it on. But no, thank you all for continuing to watch for a year, and we very much appreciate it and are excited to get back to some D&D because it's been a horrible 2 weeks without any sort of D&D going on, and we have a lot of stuff going on, and we have a hype train going already. It's going to be a good day. So before we get started, does anybody have anything that they need to plug before we start showing some amazing art? Because we had 2 weeks worth of art come in.
I do.
Show us the art.
Hold on, Alex, because I still have sets in my shop. If you want to buy them, do it. If not, well, okay.
The good news is we've started charging Drew for marketing space now because that's what this is all for.
That's right.
So we win out as well. Thank you, Drew.
We don't, by the way.
Dang, we should start. I mean, truly, this is Dicey Encounters.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
I will
his
send you
whole
a bill,
stream.
Drew.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Dicey Encounters.
Yeah.
Drew,
what's
can you hold up
sponsored?
your cup that is definitely not more advertising or marketing?
Yeah.
It's not actually, but who was it that sent you this awesome gift cup of Emma with the concerned face?
By any other name, sent me this wonderful mug.
That's really cute.
Look at this, and it even has winter on it, like little winter.
No. I
But
always
now every time we do sketchy shit,
I always read by any other name as Brian any other name on there because I have to look so quick. I'm like, oh, Brian, it's Brian again. Oh, he's my favorite. Oh,
And
go ahead.
oh no, sometimes I'll just wake up randomly one day and I'll be like, Lucidlemon or Lucidlemon. Lucidlemon. And that'll just be the words stuck in my head all day.
Lucidlemon, climb up that wall with the pitten. Brian,
It's
help
the
her
Lady
up.
Hawkeye that gets me.
Right, Lady Hawk. I look so quick and don't think about it. Instead of Arcane Fired, it's Arcane Fred.
Mine is the Regretty Spaghetti conspiracy. Regretty Spaghetti has like 7 accounts.
Oh, really?
What? Yeah.
That's what it is.
Hasn't been on for a while. Regretty Spaghetti, come back to us.
come back.
1, 2, 3, through to 7.
Oh,
You know, I shudder whenever I hear, Verity spoken.
Verity.
Oh,
Just anybody who does the exclamation point.
we're
Verity.
doomed. We're doomed.
That's true. Awesome. So we do have some crazy piece of art. The first of which comes from our Drewby boy here that drew Emma in all this mystical wonder. But then immediately Vatril turned it into a rave version of Emma GIF with a RGB kind of strobe light. So Emma is officially a gamer, I think now. It's got RGB Razer like keyboard built into the bones. Alex had some art done of XC, which totally looks like a miniature that needs to exist because that's just awesome looking. Verity made Steed and all of Steed's glory coated in a wreath of flame. I could just look at those eyes looking at you in any direction but your face and saying, oh shit, baby, how's it going? I could see it right now. Verity also made Verity also made some art of what I assume to be Emma in a very princess-like outfit. I like it.
So cute.
She's a
Blazelyn.
queen. She's not a princess.
That's fair. She's a queen.
She's the queen.
We now have 2 undead queens in the party. Blazelyn also has Percy with her 2 little bone dolls of Team and Emma. Yeah, it's so good. And then Blazelyn also drew because this is officially Drew's advertising website now. Twitch.tv/ Dicey Encounters money for you.
You told me to shill, I'm gonna shill.
How do we get on board with this level of sponsorship for the Red Wagon Inn? It's like...
Speaking of sponsorship, more art for Drew's character Emma from Heavenly Aristocratic. This one's really good. I like the kind of, I don't know if it's watercolor, oil paint style, whatever the style is. It looks really awesome. And final Drew sponsorship is Drew's doing the mystery giveaway tonight. We've got 2 unfinished D20s. Make sure you check out Dicey Encounters shop. I didn't realize how much we actually had plugged for you this whole time.
You're not allowed to I can't speak today, but Drew, you're banned from shilling
Cut
stuff
off.
at the start. You have so many shills worked in. The first 10 minutes of the Red Wagon Inn is just Dicey Encounters. It's not for free,
That's right.
but this advertisement is.
And
Next
also the giveaway is free.
It's true.
for free.
Oh, free?
I have
Next-
hit my shill ceiling.
Next week, Jackie's gonna come on and be like, I actually have something to shill. Moonbeam Menagerie, one of our close people that we work with, Dicey Encounters, has sales going on.
See, that's funny because I got a really cool package in the mail this past week. But like, can you guys guess who it's from? Well, designed by, right? So
Wait, are you
that's
you got it
that's
too?
yeah.
That's crazy.
Wild Earth Kickstarter designed by Dicey Encounters. Thanks, Drew. Looks awesome.
Can you guys just go and buy the fucking dice so we don't have to hear about it anymore? Please, just buy everything that's left in the store.
Oh my god.
I love you so much, Drew.
I also love you. Yeah, so we'll just send that check later and we'll call it good. But with all of the art done, we're already a few minutes into it. Let's go ahead and roll for recap to see who's got to do the recap this week.
I'm still here. I'm just not on camera. I'm crying.
That's the best time to have you on camera. What are you talking about?
What'd you get
I
this
rolled
time,
an
Brie?
18.
18 for Drew. Brie?
11
Oh,
tracks.
XC?
12.
12 for Ashrin.
13.
I got a 4. I was hoping
Oh!
somebody else would say something earlier, but okay, that's fine. Right. So, in the last episode in the city of Townsville, all of our adventuring party had been moving further to the west, trying to get out and away from the ghouls that had been chasing them, and they stopped to take a break when they're nearing the Black Forest. They're not quite there yet. They're just on the cusp of entering the eastern side of it, the southeastern side, and in doing so, they stopped. They were going to take a break, get a fire going, but they chilled there for a little bit, and they basically tried to set up Ritter, the Black Archer, with Ashrin, and really try and say, like, look, man, she's really into you. You got to be ready to talk to her. Why don't you just talk to the ring? We'll leave you guys for just a little bit. And so, playing matchmaker, this whole group, Ritter just says, I don't know what people want, and I don't understand why this ring is magical. Ritter puts it on, and suddenly Ashrin leaves this cursed ring, and the Black Archer is now stuck inside the ring. The group, kind of confused at why people keep filtering in and out of this ring, try and communicate with Ritter, and he does say it's going to be a lot safer to go south to go north rather than to the south near the beach side, though they did push for a beach episode. It would be safer to not do that and to go further north into the forest. That being said, safer is not always the best, as taking the safer route had Ordell and Winter fall down into what appears to be an old mining shaft that was in the center floor of this forest here, covered up by some nets and elvish rope. When they fell down, eventually, Ordell was floated back up, got Emma, came down, and they explored the mine because Winter got pulled in through by some undead goblins. They found this little quarry down there. Exy and Ashrin learned how to lie up at the very top while the other group was trying to chase after Winter, who was kidnapped, quote unquote, though Winter went pretty willingly since they were undead. They found this quarry with dozens and dozens of little undead goblins and an undead dwarf holding a staff near a throne. They pulled Winter up and said, like, hey, yo, undead queen, what's up here? And she was like, I just do magic. I'm not the undead queen, but I will be if you want me to be. Ordell was like, no, let me help, and put the ring on, and nothing happened. It was very Hulk in Infinity War. Just can't get it to work kind of moment before Ordell said, all right, screw this, kick rocks, I'm getting out of here, and left to go get Exy and Ashrin. He started bringing Ashrin down the mine shaft. Emma found that there was some magic afoot here and went to go see what Winter was doing, but it was too late. Winter said, yes, of course I will take up this staff and this throne. You're all being so nice. You're undead. I love you. As she grabbed the staff, all the undead fell at her feet. Emma said, hey, that was probably a bad idea. But Winter said, no, of course it's not. We're fine. And the staff said, of course we're fine. We're going to do great things together. And then she said, what? Kind of confused as she found her heart stopped beating as Winter currently stands dead and cold. That sound pretty good? Pretty decent summarization. Right now, XC is at the top of the hole. Ashen and Ordell are down at the bottom of the mine shaft. Emma and Winter are in the quarry.
Good job.
Yay.
Inspiration.
Did I miss
Way
anything?
to go.
You did it.
Dead but still
Nope.
standing, death stranding. Cool. I'll take an inspo happily. Right. If that's it, if nobody has anything else, ready to go?
Did we mention Drew's got a sale?
Everything is 25% off.
Let's-
Winter, you hear in your head, oh, we're going to do great things together and buy great dice.
Such great dice.
Right. Everybody grab a drink, pull up a chair, and come hang out with us at the Red Wagon Inn as we continue exactly where we left off. Winter and Emma sit now in the quarry deep inside this mine, surrounded by the corpses of dozens of undead goblins and one dwarf who lies there dead as you sit with the staff in hand, a gnarled oaken staff with hung goblin skulls on thin bits of cloth at the end of it, sitting on a throne made of stone and goblin skulls. You heard the staff whisper to you, no, we're going to do great things, you and I.
Emma,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
how do I look? I feel like I'm gonna do great things, but I also feel a little cold.
Well, that does happen when you are dead, as you are. And Emma's gonna come up and start like poking and prodding your face and say, Well, and Emma claps her hands, and as she does, she's casting Toll of the Dead on Winter. And this like ethereal bell with little imps on it appears above her.
I'm going to have you, Winter, roll a Arcana check. Actually, it would be a religion check for the way Emma casts it. And same thing for you, Emma.
10.
10.
For religion for me,
24.
24.
24. Emma, you're not certain what you're doing here. You think that that staff is going to protect her in some way from this? Matter of fact, you're pretty sure of it. Though as you begin to cast the spell, Winter, you are not quite so sure. As you have seen a spell like this before, Emma appears to be attempting to harm you as she begins conjuring up words of great power and makes this heavy tolling sound towards you. Emma appears aggressive in nature just through the words that come out of her scully mouth, though her tone doesn't apparently put that forward. Go ahead and roll your damage, Emma. Winter, go ahead and roll. It's a wisdom save, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I also used Toll the Dead, so I know exactly what she's doing to me,
Perfect.
right?
Yeah, that's you know this is an offensive spell, but with your 10, you don't know that she's doing it in a way that seems helpful.
Mm.
It definitely
sorry,
looks like
wisdom
it's
save?
trying to hurt you. Yeah.
Wisdom 15.
16.
16.
Okay, so I don't think that does anything, right?
Yeah. So Winter, as Emma pulls this dark energy towards you, you kind of lift your hands up and cancel the energy from the air, and as it dissipates off in this quarry.
Emma, that is the third time. That is the third time that you've cast a spell my way.
I had a theory and I was trying to test it out, and I guess it doesn't work. So,
What is your
apologize.
theory? That it would be fantastic to kill me further?
Well, I had the theory that now you are on death, that this kind of energy would actually help you, but I
Think
suppose
that.
Listen, the staff you're holding, I hate to break it to you, but I'm pretty sure it's cursed. And judging
Look
by
at
the
the
fact,
stuff.
judging by the
It's-
fact that when you touch the staff, you are now dead, undead. See where I'm getting at?
Well, I apologize if I find it a little confusing to decide whether or not things trying to kill me are my friends or not.
Well,
Because
here,
this staff has been a lot kinder to me than you have.
in that case, here, let me try and heal you. And Emma is going to
As
spend a
Emma
first spell.
says, "Let me try and heal you," and begins conjuring up the spell. What spell are you casting, Emma?
Cure wounds.
Cure wounds. You begin to see radiant energy pour from her fingers. Winter, you hear in your mind, "No! Do not let her touch us with those radiant fingers. Do not let her touch your skin."
Emma, I think you better back the fuck up, bitch, because I'm sick of you casting spells at me.
I was about to heal you.
Well, I don't really trust your magic.
Do not trust her. She means to do you harm with those radiant energies. She means to peel your very skin from your bones.
You do mean to peel my skin from my bones.
Where are you getting this information from?
From the many times you've tried to do just that.
Yeah, but I heal you after every time.
Well, I'm a little confused. I don't think that that's a very stable relationship.
What is the? I'm the confused one. You followed undead goblins into a cave. You have a staff. You're dead. How am I supposed to explain this to Ordell? You know he's
Emma?
gonna be mad.
You have a tiny creature that dances on your shoulder and then you stare off into the universe. You're
Because I
always
have
confused.
issues.
So you might understand why I don't want you to point your dangerous, skin-peeling magic at me.
All right, fine. Mental note taken. Emma's gonna turn around and start walking.
Winter, I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
19.
19. As Emma begins walking away through this pile of undead goblins, going back up the quarry, back towards the entrance where the minecart is, you feel a shudder, as if a chill goes up your spine, but it feels good. You feel like you trusted your instincts there, and you might have helped keep you alive. It feels good to follow your instincts like that.
Yeah. Thanks, staff.
Of course, I cannot let them hurt you. You will do great things, and I need you alive for that, so to speak.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think I will do great things. But where are my little goblin friends? Why are they all dead?
Are you saying this in your mind or out loud?
Just out loud.
Okay, Emma, you're hearing Winter speak to herself as you walk up this quarry. She says, "Of course, I'm going to do great things. What happened to my little goblin friends here?"
I turn around. It's cursed. And Emma keeps walking.
Emma, roll an Arcana check.
You're cursed!
Because I'm just basing this off the knowledge I got from casting Identify on it, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Arcana +5, so that's a non-net 20.
Okay, then yes, you would have knowledge of items like this that she might be able to speak to in some sentient fashion. So you're pretty certain that she's talking to the staff and not going insane. You do have some familiarity with that, so that helps. As you Winter, you ask, "What happened to my little goblin friends here?" Emma says, "It's cursed." "It's not cursed. I'm a gift for you. No, my previous wielder and I have severed connection, and so I could not give him the power. Instead, I give it to you."
Was just curious. Like, I do trust you, all-knowing staff. I mean, I'm your queen, so you should probably answer this
course.
truthfully. Is that guy that's dead on the ground, is that who was your previous wielder?
Yes.
That one over there?
You saw him hold me. You saw him use me to conjure these goblins until I could find a better vessel, and you are that vessel.
I am taller.
Indeed.
Can I wake up the goblins now? Because it's not as fun being a queen when no one is like bringing you blankets and things.
If you would like them to follow your bidding, I will make it so.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay. So, with the spell Animate Dead that this staff would allow you to cast, that means 4 corpses, which would become skeletons. So as far as stat blocks are concerned, you could raise 4 out of these dozens of goblins and 1 dwarf. Do you raise all goblins, the dwarf and 3 goblins, 1 goblin? The pick is yours.
I really liked that one particular little goblin that was really friendly and let me cast magic on its hands.
The peg leg one.
Yeah, the peg-legged one. Oh, let's just go for the 4 that kidnapped me.
Perfect. There was 3, but we'll just add a 4th one. There's a 4th cutie in there somewhere, of course.
Yeah.
You raise the 3 that kidnapped you, the one that had the club that was kind of hitting you with the bitten arm, the one with the peg leg, and then the other 2 that had less distinct features, more just kind of open and visible skulls with lacking any ears. As you hold the staff out, seemingly knowing what to do with this, though never having used it before, it just feels instinctual to you as you wave it over the pile of corpses here. And when you do so, you kind of rattle and shake your hand around, and the skulls on the goblins clack back and forth before you suddenly feel a chill again, just like it felt before. It feels good. You feel powerful as you do this, as 4 of them kind of are pulled up by their chest before falling back down to the ground, looking up at you with huge heads, gleaming eyes, and just nothing but pure blackness behind them as they kind of crawl up to you, looking and seemingly waiting.
Oh, it's lovely to see you again. Oh, shoot, I forgot to ask. Is it okay that you're not dead anymore?
The 4 of them look at each other. What the hell? They cannot hear what you're saying, but they can follow your will. They cannot
How
speak
can I
any
tell-
language that they couldn't in life,
Ah, nuts.
but they understand what you will them to do.
So I can't understand them?
Not unless you speak the goblin tongue.
Oh man, I'm gonna need to raise an interpreter. The dwarf! I should have raised the dwarf! Oh man, being a queen is really hard.
Emma, you're at the top of the quarry, hearing Winter kind of berate herself. I should have raised the dwarf, as you see these 4 goblins kind of clamor around Winter, grabbing at the hem of her skirt, like, tell me, what do you want us to do? Kind of way, as you sit now at the top of the darkness.
Emma's gonna stop, look back, and say, "She knows I can talk to them." Well, I should go get the others. She can't get any more trouble down there as she is.
As
Big day. I forgot,
Emma,
okay.
it has been a big day. Emma, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure what happened was Ordell took one of the minecarts off so that you would be able to use it. That's a heavy looking sumbitch. You might need some help getting that back on the track.
And it would pretty much be impossible just to walk back, right?
You could absolutely try. There's a lot of, the best descriptor I can give is Donkey Kong-esque tracks where they just kind of go over nothing, to where you might have to do some balancing act to be able to climb up before they get back to where there's actual stone beneath your feet. It is quite slippery stone. It's meant to go and not impede a minecart going downwards. So once you get to those, it won't be as hard because there's mine tracks there. But there will be some difficult parts. You remember going over a great chasm at one point. But you could try if you'd like. If you want to.
Emma's going to give out a nice sigh, pick up the ring, look at it, and say, "Ritter, I have no idea why you chose to come with us." Winter!
Winter.
Use your little gobos and have them help put the cart back on, please.
I don't know if I want to listen to her right now. Staff, should I listen to her?
Who does a queen take orders from? None but yourself should be in command.
That is true. She doesn't have to be the only queen. Like, all she's done is tried to like burn me a bunch of times, which really hurts.
I would not stand for any such insolence. You should be the one that your friends call queen. You the one and only and no other.
Hmm. She has been a queen for longer, though. And she's taller than I am. So if we're going on rights by height.
As Winter sits there and deliberates with her staff for a moment, let's go back to Ashrin and Ordell, who are now at the bottom of the mine shaft that leads down before going over the direction described from before. Exie, you look down through the hole. You can barely see on the edge where some light is coming from where Ordell had the torch down there at the bottom. It is still, midday or so, so you can. There's enough light out. You don't have to worry about not being able to see around you, and you can see some light coming down from the darkness down here below. Ordell finally gets down, helps Ashrin down and off the rock there, before saying, "They went that way. I don't know. Can I go back up and get the robot?"
Why don't we all just go together?
That's what I'm saying. I need to get XC. Ordell looks kind of tired, as he's been exhausted from climbing this continuously, but he's going to try and go help get XC. Unless you tell him otherwise.
Well, maybe this will help, and then I'll cure wounds and see at first level, see if that does anything.
Roll a medicine check.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Natural 20.
Okay, and my thought was like, well, if she gets a nat 20, I'd let her cure an exhaustion, but that's normally for like greater restoration or something. Nat 20, I'd let it happen. Okay, as Ordell kind of pants next to the rock with his arm out, Ashton, you say, well, let me see if this will help before you kind of just pat him on the chest, and you can hear him take a huge intake of breath as the red energy pours from your fingernails and into his chest. He seems to almost breathe it in before he... Oh my god. Oh my god. You can just do that?
Yeah, I haven't really done that very often, but I'm glad it worked.
Yeah, it worked. Okay. I'll be back. Before Ordell immediately kind of climbs up and jumps to grab and climb up the rock. So he's going to roll for that. Yep. Okay. So he got a barbarian. He's got good strength. He's not going to rage on it, but he got a 21. So he's climbing up the rock, and you can see him kind of struggling to do so. But had he been exhausted, this would have been nearly impossible for him, as he's basically doing a sheer climb up the rocks because the rope is halfway up and above. The bottom part is just a sheer climb for him. XC, after... Oh, go ahead. I can see something on your mind.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a metal shielding. I'll take it off later.
Yeah.
So as they got to the bottom, I would have predicted that roughly the amount of time to get down there. I will then sort of readjust my body parts again, kind of like when I was running and it looked a bit more like a bird. In this case, my arms are going to stretch out a little bit longer. The legs are going to tilt outwards a bit more. So it kind of resembles more of like a sort of four-arm spider approach. And I'm going to start climbing down slowly.
Okay. I'm going to need an athletics check from you.
Of course.
There is a rope. Are you using the rope to help you go down at the top part?
Negative.
Okay.
I rolled a 19.
That is enough. So, Ashrin, you begin to hear Ordell climb upwards, but you also hear what almost sounds like more pittons being pushed into the wall, and they are pronounced pitten, as XC's metallic hands grasp onto the rock, gink, and the legs push inwards. It sounds like somebody is climbing down just as Ordell is climbing upwards. Ordell kind of looks down at you with a quizzical eyes before looking back upwards. Now, almost quickly with the 19, hey Raiders, with the 19 XC with a near robotic-like precision, because haha, climbs downward from the hole with no issues where the rope is. With the 19, yeah, you can go all the way down without having any troubles whatsoever. Ordell's maybe about 15 feet up before you get past the halfway point to where Ordell and Ashrin can actually see XC now climbing downwards before Ordell says, I was coming to get you.
I advise you I could climb myself.
Or just jumps off and lands back down on the ground before XC does the same. Before you stand there back ready to go. Do your appendages kind of reform themselves to their normal means?
Yeah.
Okay.
See,
Go ahead.
why didn't you do that earlier?
Do what earlier?
That?
I was not asked to climb down.
I'm sorry, I thought it was implied. Good to know.
We have to ask you for climbing down now, too?
I was asked to watch the top of the hole. Has there been a misinput in this conversation?
Technically, no.
No, you did fine. We were worried down here. I tried to
You
help.
look tired, Ordell.
I think I got a scolding by Emma.
Cold water can help with scalding.
Not that. Yes, XC, yes. We need to go help them.
Do you require cold water?
Require you to help Winter and Emma. They don't want my help anymore, but seems to be a roving couple baker's dozens of undead creatures down there that Winter's conversing with. I'm not even sure.
She found some friends or what?
She was kind of beaten and bruised, but if you want to call them friends, she seemed fine. It's that way. You two can go. I'm gonna wait here. I don't think Emma wants me there.
Oh, but scalding, sounds like you're being serious. I thought it was just a metaphor of sorts.
No, I tried to help, but I wasn't having it, so I won't help then.
I'm sure she didn't mean it.
Pretty clear.
Oh, well. As much as I would like us to, I don't think we should split up. I think we should stick together.
I don't plan on splitting up at all. I'm just gonna wait here at the entrance. Nobody's gonna carry me through that tiny hole like they did her.
My primary duty is to protect you.
And I'm asking you to go down there and help them because I can't.
Will I run into anything on the way, or is it safe for me to go by myself?
It seemed fine. There's a pathway there with 8 different directions to go. Just keep going straight. There'll be a minecart there. Just use it. I brought it back up.
Okay. Right. And then I'll just, if I can even reach Ordell's shoulder, maybe arm instead, because he's too tall.
Upper bicep, you know.
Upper bicep. I'm sorry. Emma. Whoa. I'm sure they didn't mean it.
I can confirm Emma Ghoulcrest is a medic. Pain in my ass. Sanity may not be permanent.
Pain in my ass, indeed. Ask for your ring back. I don't have it anymore. Emma has it.
It's her ring anyways, but okay. I don't know. I don't know how long I was gonna say if I'm not back in an hour, come find us, but I don't even know how long it would take for us to be down there. So
It's not very far, just a few minutes. So if you don't show up, I will go for you two.
okay. See you all soon.
Lexi, are you going?
Okay.
Ordell sits down. You can see a little bit of light coming down from the top of the tunnel. So he hands over a torch for the one that he was kind of brought down with him to where you could use it to go down the tunnel if you'd like.
I pull out of one of my small pockets a square object that has lots of lines tracing over it and some colors. And in the middle, there seems to be what looks like a bullet or a ball bearing. And I pull it out. And as I pull it out, Ashrin would probably notice that it fits so perfectly that without it being there, it looks like it's a single piece. And I hand the bullet to my commander-in-chief. And please hold on to this. If I need to find you, I will be able to.
Okay. You know, I can't use this, right?
You just need to keep it on your person. Or if it is easier, I can shoot it into your body.
I'll hold on to it. He replies very quickly and throws the bullet into his pocket.
We will see you shortly, Ordell.
Kind of nods. Both of you are quite tall, being that you're Elvish and Warforged. This is, again, kind of a narrow passageway where Winter, Emma, and Ordell, you have to kind of duck under a lot of things. There's even some parts where it feels like you almost have to crawl, especially XC, going through here. And Ashrin, with your heavy armor, there's parts of it that kind of get in the way as you traverse through here, but nothing that would get either of the two of you stuck. Ordell had a big chance of getting stuck, but neither of you are big enough to have to worry about that. But you can go further down this hallway if you'd like, if that's the plan. Okay.
Right.
You go
Sorry,
down
sorry.
this, no worries. You go down this area and begin to see the starting of what are mine tracks in this low hanging area and some wood that seems to hold up some of the tunnel, though there's lots of rock that has either caved inwards or been started to dug in this direction before eventually you reach a room with 8 directions, all according to the cardinal directions, north, northeast, all the way around. You guys would be essentially at the southern direction here as far as describing where you're at on a map. What was described before from Ordell, there is a minecart, but there are 2. There's one to the north, or the straightforward path, and then there's one kind of to the rightward path, or what would be east.
Shall we head directly ahead?
Yeah. Straight. Yeah.
Okay. There is a minecart there, and a singular kind of railway-like lever is the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of it, but a lever right next to it. That being that you're both, regular-sized creatures, you could reach it from inside the minecart with no real problems. Do you both hop in?
There it is.
You first, Ashrin.
All right. I hop in with a flourish as usual.
Ashrin kind of pushes up and does the little twirl on the side of the cart before sitting down, waiting for Exy to hop in, trying to look impressive.
I will raise my legs higher than feasibly possible and just step in, shifting my whole body weight as one leg goes across the whole cart.
XC pulls out a small little crank on the side of his hip and gets taller briefly, just like a car jack, before stepping in and like a little chair sliding back downwards into the minecart. But either one of you could reach the lever and pull it if you'd like.
Shall I pull the lever?
Please. I'm already comfortable.
Okay.
Pull the lever.
XC Crunk pulls the lever. When you do so, you
Crunk
immediately
lever!
hear a wrong lever. You immediately feel as if gravity has almost swapped positions here is the best way to describe it, as this is a downward slope, and you just are now realizing as you pull the lever, yes, this minecart should have gone on its own downward, but something was keeping it up here at the top of this area, and once you pull the lever, it seems to actually obey the laws of gravity again and start sliding downwards down this slope. You both go for a bit of time here. You're not trying to speed your way through like a canoe like Ordell was, so there's no like need to hold on, will this minecart fall out? It's designed to go down this here. As you do so, you go out one tunnel. You still have the torch in hand, correct?
I believe so.
Yes.
Who has it?
Actually, I'm not sure if Asher would have had it because I have dark vision. So
Then it definitely would have been XC.
Okay, then Exa, you have the torch in hand. As the two of you go through this cavern and tunnels, you exit one of the tunnels and go over this large chasm that's almost like going around a bin here. Both of you roll me a perception check.
was
What'd you say?
rolling this chromatic. I muted by accident. I thought I was muted. Opposite mute. Anyways, chromatic caverns rolled an 18. It's kind of hot tonight. With a 22 total.
Wait, is that
I have.
a dice from Dicey Encounters?
Yeah, actually, how did you know? Right from Wild Earth Kickstarter, straight from Dicey Encounters.
Wow.
Wow.
The best dice are the ones that cause unusual situations. So my fortune favors dice rolled me a 1. So +7 is
Go
8.
buy Fortune Favors dice.
Is that a
Mhm.
dice
Great.
from Fortune Favors?
Oh my god, or
Aren't they-
don't do what you want, guys.
Aren't they next week's sponsor? Crazy. So a 1 and a 19?
22.
22. Okay.
8 in total.
Okay. XC, you are very focused with your torch, just looking forward in the tunnel, kind of aware, having your hand ready to go in case something appears that shouldn't down this tunnel as you move further downwards, as you were explicitly told of undead further down the cave. Ashrin, as you look out and over this chasm, it appears to be vast, several hundred feet downwards. There's a few bits of wood that kind of angle out and jet up that hold the railing that you're on that goes around here, around this kind of center spiral here, but downwards it is dense. Think very Mines of Moria-esque in description, or like the Harry Potter vault mines where you can just see down and down and down. But what you do also see is the flame seems to be reflected on something deep, deep down. You're not sure what it is, but it looks like there are several very bright orbs that seem to reflect the light of the flame on the edge of the cart as you move around, before you lose vision and are now in the tunnel, where Emma and Winter can begin to hear echoing through the tunnel the sounds of a minecart approaching your area and destination, where must be Ordell coming back.
I sidestep off the track so I don't get hit, knowing how Ordell came down the first time. I'm just kind of sidestep and just kind of stand there.
As Winter looks up, hearing the noise coming from the track, suddenly Ashrin and XC, you feel the kind of natural brake system of the minecart here apply, and a loud screech fills the cavern. Winter and Emma kind of have to cover your ears, though Emma, you don't have any. It's more of an instinctual thing. As the loud screech approaches, you suddenly see Ashrin and XC holding a torch, not Ordell. Noticeably absent Ordell. Before slams, and Ashrin and XC, you now see this very large quarry that kind of funnels down to the bottom with dozens of goblin-like corpses, a throne at the bottom, and Winter being followed by 4 small undead goblins, one with a peg-like skeleton leg, walking up this funnel.
Pull the lever, of course, if I haven't already.
You pull the lever.
Well, to stop the cart, right?
So that there's like a natural braking system that has you stop there.
Oh.
Yeah. If you pull the
right,
lever,
and then
you
just immediately go back. Just like, nope.
those damn dwarven mines are really hard to figure out.
Welcome to my kingdom. I'm a queen now.
Winter says,
you may
like
call
80 feet
me.
away, yelling towards them up at the top of the quarry.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
No,
make
and sorry,
just for
how far is
context.
Emma from us? Sorry.
Emma would be like 5 or 10 feet away, but Winter says, "You may call me."
Your Majesty.
Hey,
I
Winter.
can see them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Winter, and I wave, but then I turn to Emma and just go, "You," and I do point and I do the finger thing.
Emma walks forward. Mm-hmm.
Scalding? Ordell?
Well, if he hadn't have been stupid, I wouldn't have said what I said.
Okay. Just the fact that you could have hurt the feelings of such a large, large man.
I'm sorry, this doesn't matter right now. She is dead. She
Wait,
is
what?
undead. She's cursed. She has a cursed staff. And now, and Emma's saying this with a little bit of a hushed voice, as to not let Winter hear, but she's cursed currently. She has a staff talking to her that she's actually talking to now. She's undead, by the way. She has no heartbeat. I think that's a
What
little
country
more.
is she a queen of now?
She isn't. But the staff, she's much like me. I am not an actual queen. It was just a moniker that Winter gave me. So,
You are not a queen.
I don't know. Deal with that. And Emma's gonna get
Staff.
in the cart and sit.
Staff, they don't seem to be appreciating the fact that I'm royalty. They're just standing there.
Do I hear her say this?
Are you being quiet at all, Winter?
No.
No, that's Emma sits down in the cart before she says, "Staff, they don't appreciate that I'm loyalty. They're just standing there." Before you see Winter looking up at you, the 4 goblins put their arms crossed as they look up at you all disapprovingly.
Winter will be right there. I just have some things to handle, but I'll be right there. Don't worry.
You should
What'd you
make an
say?
example out of them, my queen.
I'll step out of the cart if that hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
I also step out. And I just turn to Emma, just like, ooh, later.
I didn't do anything. Not my fault. You go deal with it. I tried. She doesn't want my help.
Okay. Queen, we are coming. May we step into your humble abode?
Oh, much better. Yes, you may.
I will softly take a light step into an imaginary ring that I'm seeing in my mind and like going closer.
stand
There's a
next to
reason why Ash is
Ashford.
my favorite.
Exy, you said.
Queen. I'll stand next side by side next to Ashford, and
Okay.
after she's asked that question, I'm going to go. Queen Winter, please advise of what region you are queen of.
Oh, just a second. Staff, what region am I the queen of?
Right now, you are my queen, but eventually you will be queen of this world. This realm will be yours to command.
Ooh, I feel like you may have oversold me on how powerful I was going to be.
I've done no such thing. You will rule all, and I will help you.
It seems like a progressive kind of monarchy. So right now, just this staff and these 4 goblins. But you have to start somewhere.
Ryan.
Alex.
So, can I do I guess some kind of process check in my brain to see if this staff is a known ally of the country that I am, of course, fighting for in this regard.
So, depends on how you're wanting to take a look at it. Purely knowing you're a very sight-based sniper. If you want to look at it and maybe see if you recognize anything when Emma finally gets to where you all are at the top of the quarry, or if just basing it off of hearing about a sentient staff that may have hurt her. Or
it's more of that,
embedded
from
her.
my understanding, when I was programmed for war, any royalty was primary targets if they weren't allies to us. That is 6.
Not to belittle your ruling of the world here, Winter.
Eventual ruling
Eventual.
of the world.
Currently, Winter doesn't say that she's ruling over anything, so you kind of get that it's in her head more than anything. However, you've been told that before, that somebody will rule over the whole world. That was kind of a common moniker in the war. If anything, that's what all kings and queens want, right? Is to rule over everything someday. So XC's programming can kind of take with that what it will. You haven't been given definitive proof that it's a nation you are allied with or against. If you ever get proof of that, though, that would be, well, they are definitely royalty. If they're not my ally, I need to take them out.
All right.
Okay.
Enough information for me at the moment.
Winter, you're nearing the top of the funnel at this point. So as you're continuing this conversation, you're kind of approaching Ashrin and XC at the top of this quarry here. As Emma sits in the cart, looks her head out over it, and then looks back in the cart, just kind of head downward, shaking her head as you approach Ashrin and XC.
Yes. Well, I think it is probably best if you start addressing me accordingly. I do plan on being a very gracious queen. I of course am going to look after my favorite subjects. Ash, you are. I just like I believe in a system of hierarchy, and you definitely are my favorite, Ash. So, I will create a ranking system, and you will be rewarded accordingly based on your performance. Just to let you know, how all of this is going to work now that I am, in fact, royal.
Do I call you queen or bestie or queen bestie or bestie winter queen or
Ooh, I do like Bestie Winter Queen. Or maybe I just like Winter Queen. Staff, which do I prefer?
I care not. You tell me which you would like to be called by. Until then, you will be simply my queen.
Well, staff calls me my queen, but I do like Winter Queen. It sounds kind of like it could be a really popular series of ballads from a really emotional bard.
mm-hmm. And I bow, just like the deepest bow. Yes, winter queen. It's so interesting how you came here looking for undead and this just fell into your lap. No?
It does. It almost seems as though it was fate, right?
Truly, it is. We are all here to play our destinies, my queen. Ashrin, you notice Winter sits there kind of for extended periods, just looking down at the staff. You'll be like, of course, it's almost like fate. Where she's listening to the words, but you hear nothing as she stares down at the staff.
Winter Queen, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
I'm considerably more dead than I was earlier, but I am enjoying it.
Right. Okay. How much closer can I approach? May I just?
Well, you are my favorite, so yes.
I just like turn to XC and I shrug a little bit, like, sorry. But I'm gonna climb, walk up to her.
She's like
I know.
maybe 5 or 10 feet away from you at this point. She's gotten
Oh,
up to where you're at. You're
I
all
see.
very near the minecart.
I see. I may I grasp may I clasp your hand, Winter Queen?
Yeah.
I clasp it like this. How clammy does she feel?
As you clasp her hand, you hear collective gasps from the goblins that stand behind her. When you do so, she feels very cold. to the touch, much like you would expect a corpse to feel.
But are you feeling okay, my queen? Winter queen.
Yes, I feel good. I feel regal. It's been a good day.
Okay, great. And I'm sorry, I didn't get to address your new court. Is this your court?
Yeah. I made a little bit of a mistake in that I haven't got a royal translator, so I'm not 100% sure on what their names are or if they're particularly enthusiastic about being here, but this one has a little peg leg.
You look at the
They
one
pat him on the
who's
head.
got the most like sourpuss face with his arms crossed and one single nub of a skeletal leg sticking out of his fleshy goblin rest of his body.
They look goblin. I'm gonna speak in abyssal. Just hi.
What the?
No.
They kind of speak back to each other. Emma, being that you have cast tongues, you hear them converse with each other. Say, what did the elf say? I don't know. Speaks foreign tongue, heavy accent.
I try Elvish just for the heck of it. Hello?
Even worse. I heard the dwarf speak this once. He sounded horrible.
Right. Okay. Well, so are we your like citizens now? Do you want to come back to the surface with us? Do we leave you here?
Oh, well, I've only really been queen for about 20 minutes. So I haven't fully set my agenda yet, but I do think that I've mostly ruled over what is down here. So it does seem wise that right, staff, we should go up. I mean, I'm queen. I can make decisions. We should go up.
Now, no offense, and I mean this in the nicest way possible. You won't burn in the sun, will you? Like, is that a thing that might happen to you?
I don't
Probably
think I'm
will.
a vamp. Oh, well, Emma, that was a little rude. You probably shouldn't speak over your queen.
I turned to 180 and I
I'm
just point
sorry.
to Emma.
Emma stands up at this and says, "Excuse me, what?
You shouldn't speak over your queen.
Your queen?
Oh, she is my least favorite right
you
now.
are not my queen."
Staff, this seems like something I shouldn't be okay with, right?
Everyone hears Winter specifically say, Staff, I shouldn't be okay with this, right? Without hearing anything but the silence of the quarry before the staff says, I would take no such insolence if I was ruler, but they are your friends. You may be more forgiving of them than I would.
That's true. Although she does keep trying to kill me.
Do not trust her. Keep her at an arm's distance.
What do you mean she's trying to kill you?
Well, she keeps casting spells at me. She tried to cast Toll the Dead on me earlier. She tried to, because you remember the tendrils? You weren't even there for that. She put like a bunch of tendrils on me. It hurt really bad. I nearly died. At least when staff kills me, I stay undead.
At least I healed you afterwards.
Oh, I don't think that's how reciprocal relationships should work. You don't just like almost murder someone and then be like, it's fine, I gave you a band-aid.
I can't help it that you are soft and squishy and you have organs. I can't help that.
Do you know what you can help?
Sorry.
You know what you can help? Do you know what you can help? Stop casting magic at me. Like, it's just super easy. I think I'm being quite a nice and forgiving queen right now. I mean,
You are queen of 4 goblins.
You have to start somewhere. You're queen of one dead lady.
I'm not queen of anything. I am not a queen.
Well, I'm glad that you have relinquished your leadership and you've passed your royalty on to me. That was a good choice. Now,
Do I see this lever in front of me? Can I pull the lever?
You absolutely could.
Okay.
You were the only one in the cart currently.
Cool.
Okay. Do you pull the lever?
Yep.
Emma just
I attempt to stop Emma pulling the lever.
okay. Emma throws skeletal hands up in the air before reaching her hand up to the lever and begins pulling it. Exy, you could go ahead and make a dex save to try and get there quick enough to prevent it from going forward.
The 17.
Emma, as you go to pull it, you feel a sudden metallic hand grasp yours. You weren't pulling hard enough to overcome somebody else, just enough to pull the lever before you kind of look, and XC is now staring you directly in the face with their metallic hand across your skeletal one.
And as quietly as possible, we should not separate at this moment.
Number 2, right there. Thank you, XC.
I don't think you can hear me. I'm trying to be as quiet as possible.
Oh, I'm just responding to you stopping Emma from leaving.
Okay, sorry, do I hear what you just said then? That's loud enough for me to hear it, right?
I was talking to you, yeah.
Okay, without missing a beat, my head swivels away from Emma towards Winter. I only have one liege, and then swivels back to Emma.
Oh. Ash.
Xy's head literally turns all the way around without his body moving at all before returning back to its locked position.
Ash, we're gonna have to deal with this.
Right? I don't think now is the time. I think we and Ordell is already back there too. We've separated enough. As much as Emma makes me mad.
She's unwell, you know.
We kind of knew that like a while ago already.
It's the only reason why I'm being so kind to her right now.
And I can hear all this, right?
Winter, are you trying to be quiet at all?
Yeah, I'm just...
There's two separate whispered conversations going on, maybe about 10 feet from each other near this minecart in this dark quarry, hearing small metallic muffles, as well as two kind of chatty whispered type voices as the goblins try and jump up to hear what you're saying, though they're too short to hear.
I think, yeah, we need to stay together. We just need to be... We are an unwilling family. That's just how it is. We are better together. Unfortunately.
Ash, I think I would like to make you officially my royal advisor. Do you accept?
You do? Yes.
Wise.
Like a small whimper, like the tiniest whimper comes out of Ashrin unwillingly. Okay. Great. Well, let's leave. Let's go. Let's just get out of here. You know, I think the air in here is a little old. It's making us go a little crazy. You know?
I think you're right. I think that it would be advantageous for us to regroup. We probably should look at appointing some different core. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. Great. Let's go. And I'll try to like gather everybody up, kind of go behind the goblins and kind of like push them towards the cart. Just
the goblins do that child thing where they don't want to go. They lean backwards as you try and push them. As they begin chattering about, like they seem to be yelling at you. Before Emma, you can hear them yelling, hey, that's the queen's job. No. I'm not going anywhere without her say so. You going anywhere? I'm not going anywhere without her say.
Winter, if you mind, I know you and Emma are not on the best terms, but please share the minecart for now.
Can I just
There is two
shout?
minecarts, right?
Oh, there's two?
There's one on the tracks, one that's kind of off that would require some lifting from other people to get it on there.
Can I just look over to the gobos, and since I have tongues going, can I just say, "Oi!"
All of them look wide eyes at you. What'd you say?
Come on.
They look up towards Winter and they begin like grasping at your dress, like pointing, like, do you want us to go?
Emma, are you being nice? Are you being nice to the goblins?
I look back at the goblins, and in Goblin I say, "She will destroy you all. I just need you to know this." Yes, I am being very kind to your goblins.
You hear like as if somebody's very cold, like the chattering of teeth down from all of the goblins, but seems more scared than necessarily cold.
Oh. Tiny goblins, please use your mighty strength to assist us in getting the second cart onto the tracks, because we are surface bound.
And they oh, never mind.
So
me.
they almost in like a very choreographed manner, because you're commanding them to do this with your will, so it's almost very like hive mind-y, to where they all have the same command at the same time. They go they run
Healthy.
over towards where Emma is in the cart, and they push the lever, sending Emma on alone, begin climbing upwards, as there was no room for the other cart, so they rush over to where the other one is, and all try and pull up the cart. I gotta see if they can. As Emma, you're kind of rocked forward as you pulled up this minecart area.
As my face is face to face with Emma still, I'm gonna try to grab on.
Do you want to jump
to
in?
the cart while it's hit? Why not?
Okay, yeah. You're face to face, as like your arm would have been on it as you leaned over towards Emma. You can feel it going. It's not going too fast to start. It's gonna kind of build up speed, so you could easily, without needing a check, jump right in with Emma if you'd like.
Done.
Okay, XC, then you quickly just kind of pull yourself in, sit on the edge of the minecart, and twirl your whole body around and hop inside with the torch. Winter and Ashern, it's suddenly very dark where you are as Emma and XC begin riding upwards. Winter, you have dark vision cast on you still, correct?
I do, yes.
Okay, just making sure. It's dark, but you can see then. As Emma and XC begin riding upwards, the four goblins try and pick up the minecart, but I rolled a 1, a 3, a 7, and an 8. I need a 20 to pick it up. Those numbers don't equal 20. As they all try and pull on the minecart. They look like they're able to budge it, but they would need help getting it up the rest of the way.
Oh.
Winter Queen, let me assist. And
Oh, thank you.
I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead. Roll a
strength?
athletics.
Athletics? Oh, 11.
11. That's enough. With the combined strength of the goblins, they're picking up on it, and so you pull up. It feels very much like a heavy crate to you, but all of them push it over their heads and set it down on the tracks. As soon as they set it down, it begins rolling and moving upwards.
Is there a lever?
Yeah, do you
on
pull
this
the
one
lever?
at all? Yes.
Okay, XC and Emma, as the two of you are riding upwards, you exit the tunnel and into where the chasm is. I need both of you to roll me a perception.
Natural 20.
Solid.
Delirium.
5 plus 7 is 12.
12. XC, you stare right at Emma. Again, just like you were with Ashern, just robotically waiting to get to the top, holding the torch. As Emma, you're going to put your arms over the edge of the cart and look downwards into this vast chasm. And you see what was described to Ashern before. You see large globes seeming to reflect the light of the torch in this huge, vast cavern. You see 8 of them before you see one of them disappear and reappear. When suddenly, XC and Emma, I need you both to make dex saves.
I swear if you're throwing a giant spider at me, I'm gonna scream like a little girl.
Me too. And maybe cry.
Dexterity, you said?
20.
20. Yes, dexterity.
18.
Okay. Both of you look over, or Emma, you look over the edge as you look at XC kind of quizzically and say like, hey, come look at before you feel yourself suddenly rocked as the lever immediately changes the direction of the minecart. And you both almost fall out of it on this ledge here as you hold on to the side and feel yourself moving downward. You hear a heavy screech from the minecart, stopping, metal scraping across metal before it begins to pull you down. You are barely able to get yourself kind of back up and steady yourself within this cart before, Emma, you look back down and no longer see 8 globes, but instead dozens, all reflecting backwards at you, some of them flitting in and out of existence, what must be hundreds of feet down this chasm.
Exy, if we don't move, we are going to die.
You begin sliding
you are
back.
already dead.
Exy says, "You're already dead," as you enter the tunnel going back the way you came. As Winter and Ashrin, there's the minecart. You hop in?
It stopped when I pulled the lever.
Yeah, it did not go upwards. It returned back to its position.
Winter Queen, you first, and I do a really deep bow.
Using the assistance of my little goblin friends, I carefully and gracefully enter the minecart.
Two of the goblins reach over and bow down, holding each other by the shoulders to be a step for you to stand upon to get into the minecart as you put your boot on the top of one of their very large heads and hoist yourself into the cart. The other goblins then kind of do a very circus-like maneuver where two of them are holding onto it. The others kind of hop over their shoulders and hop inwards, following. They kind of have to scooch in there up next to you to leave enough room for Ashrin to get in.
I wrap my arms around them, kind of like the queen with her corgis, but with the goblins. And I stroke their heads.
You can hear them gasp, though they don't need to breathe, more just for the pressure of the choking on their necks as you hold them like little corgis.
I step in, just put my foot firmly. I don't really care if there's a goblin there or not, because I am on the top of the hierarchy, and I make myself comfortable.
You squeeze into what little remains of the minecart. If you, Emma, Exy, Winter, and all the goblins tried to squeeze in here, would have been a real chance that people might have fallen out of the carts, or it might have just tipped over. So good chance that you have your own room. You now hear a loud rumble coming from the northern side, where the minecart left from before.
I pull the lever.
Emma and Exy, I need another dex save.
No.
No.
A 12.
A 17.
17. So, Emma, as you were looking back at that tunnel, you look towards Exy, you're like, did you see before, Exy, you're sitting on the back, so it doesn't really knock you anywhere, but Emma, you're standing upwards as suddenly your momentum stops again as another set of brakes hits you. It causes your head to kind of bang against the edge of the minecart, so you're going to take some bludgeoning damage, which is doubled for you.
Yeah.
You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as your head hits the edge of the minecart. 10 total, that's including the doubling.
Okay.
As Exy, you now look and see a very small crack on the edge of Emma's skull before you feel yourselves going back upwards again.
Standing is probably not the best option.
Why did we come down in this hole in the first place? Whose idea was this?
I am unable to answer that question as it is confusing and unknown.
I hate this. At least you're
Affirmative.
sane.
Define sane.
More than I am.
As Exy and Emma, you begin riding back upwards the way you came. Winter, Ashrin, you're doing the same. You're not terribly far behind them. You can actually hear the rumbling of the cart further down the tunnel that seems to be going upwards against gravity. Emma and Exy, you exit that large tunnel once again. You're currently in the minecart. Do you look down again, or...
Instead of looking down, and now that I'm actually spooked, I'm going to use my silent image and start creating, like, goblins standing on tracks around us.
So you're moving. Let me just clarify to what you're doing. You're making goblins stand on the tracks behind you, or as if your cart is running them over?
No, as in they're like behind us, like following the cart, I guess.
Okay, so
Just
they're like
something
chasing the cart.
outside of the cart, yeah.
Gotcha.
To make it give it that look.
Okay, we'll say with silent image, you're making like 5 small goblins that are running along the cart trying to chase after you. You're not looking out of the cart, you're just making this small little image here, correct? Okay. Exy, are you looking out at all?
Warning. There are goblins. There are goblins.
No, those are mine. Those are mine.
I go to pull the lever.
No,
There's no lever
no.
in the cart. The levers are at the top of the
Okay.
things or at the
It's not
bottom.
attached to the cart.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
No, those are mine. It's okay, Exy. They're not real.
Confusing, understood. Okay.
I drop one of the goblins and I make a rose appear in front. Like, it's not real. It's okay.
Emma makes a quick
Understood.
rose
Magic.
of magic appear. Before the two of you enter the mouth of the upper tunnel and approach the 8 little intersection area. For Winter and Ashrin, you two enter and are now over this large chasm and ravine. Both of you roll me a perception check.
$19.
21.
Okay. Ashrin, you are very focused on these little goblins here and the display that they're making. It is very Four Stooges of them as Winter pulls them forward, she's trying to kind of like hug onto them. It kind of squeezes their face together, so one of them like bites the other one in the cheek, which causes them to like poke the one of them in the eye, which leans its head back, hitting one in the nose as they slap each other. They're just a general cacophony of physical comedy as you're just perplexed as to why they even have these emotions. For Winter, you're just kind of having a good time here. I've got new pets. These are great little pets. I love it. As you look out over this chasm, there's no light coming from either of you, so there's nothing to reflect off of. So you don't see anything down there like what was described before, but instead what you do see is as you're going across these tracks, you and Ashrin and the goblins feel a bump across one of them as you go upwards. And you see left over there at the edge of the track seems to be an appendage that has been lopped off that you've run over. You can't see it much because you're going quickly up the track, but something wrapped itself around the track that you're on. And as you both kind of are like, what was that? Before you hear a loud rumble coming deep from below the chasm. It quickly fades as you approach the upper part of the tunnel, now no longer over the chasm, but can hear that rumble fade offwards down into the dark.
Winter Queen, was that one of yours? Please say yes.
No, it didn't sound great. I mean, it probably would worship me anyway, but just in case, I think it's best we continue upwards.
Right. The appendage, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Could we see what it was at all, or not really?
Not as you were going past it. Winter only barely saw it, and the fact that it was something that you ran over and not just a defect in the track. If you get to the top, you could always go back down.
Oh, cool. Nope.
If you
I'm
had
just gonna.
a light source of some sort that might have reflected off, but your focus wasn't on that. You were focused on the goblin, and Winter barely saw that there was anything there at all.
Yep. Nope. Keep going. Keep going.
That's duty calls on the surface, I think. Yeah.
Emma and XC, you quickly hear the loud screeching once again from your minecart as it approaches the end of its destination, kind of an auto brake system, as you find yourselves back in that large 8-directional room, you now on the equivalent northern side of it.
I am able to compute now. This lever operates the cart down or up. Should we return this cart to Winter and Ashrin?
As much as I would like to leave Winter down there for a little bit longer, yes, we should at least send it back for them. The other one wasn't on the track. So.
Understood. We both get out of the cart.
And push the lever.
I pull the lever.
I'm so proud of you two boys, just FYI. The petty revenge is so heavy. Alex and
The
Drew
Queen's
take a point
gonna
of
remember
inspo.
this.
Hey, that's number 10.
Oh, a good thing will happen to you then, Drew. Good for you.
Yay.
Might as well press the lever a few more times. So, Winter and Ashrin, as you approach into the mouth of this near tunnel, now you know what would be approaching this 8-way stop. You're
It's
saying
very good that we're going up. I really think that it would be a terrible idea for us to go back down.
before
Fuck.
dex save from both of you.
Right. Cool.
Oh no! 3.
Oh, I need to do it with the goblins too. Go ahead.
Oh,
19.
19. Okay.
You really just do want to kill my character, don't you, Drew? There will only be one queen.
That's right.
It's not even me. It's y'all doing it to each other. I love it. As Ashrin, you're firmly planted in your seat, pressing your feet against the other side of the minecart so that you don't occupy any space with the goblins. As Winter's like, of course, it's very, very good that we are not, before your hands hold on tightly to the minecart as you feel the sudden break and shift as Winter and 2 of the goblins fall out backwards out of the minecart, taking only 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you fall out. As Ashrin, you and the 2 other goblins stop and see them slowly fade into the distance as you go back the way you came. Winter, you lie now on the ground with 2 of your goblins and see Ashrin begin rolling back downwards.
Whee!
Ah, jeez.
Oh, Magma Tune does still have a reroll anything token. Do you want to use it here?
Oh.
No, you don't want to use it here.
Oh, that's so sweet of you.
Oh, I don't. I'm gonna. This is gonna be a really bad decision, but maybe you should save that. Yeah. Do I
Fastest-
still have the staff?
You do still have the staff.
I wouldn't let that
Fastest
go. Are you kidding me?
regicide speedrun in D&D.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like there's another cart careening down towards Winter at the moment, anyway.
Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah, it's fine.
Waiting on Magma's response. Ooh, that's my new vocabulary. Gotcha. It's saved then. Okay, so you do get to re-roll it, Winter, to see if you can save yourself.
Oh no, I think they were saying to save it.
Oh, as in don't use it. Okay.
Yeah. Save it for a different time.
That's
I
even
think
funnier
so
that they
it's-
brought it up like, hey, I could save her, right? Just wondering.
I said it was okay. I did say it was okay.
Okay, gotcha.
I think that I think I'm gonna be closer to undead death at another time.
Perfect. Winter, then you lay there with the 2 goblins as Ashrin. You and 2 goblins now ride backwards. You see the 2 of them perch themselves up and over the cart looking backwards to where Winter left as they look back at you quizzically, and they begin speaking some gibberish in goblin and point back at that direction in the tunnel.
I put my hands out to them and I just start speaking gibberish. Like,
I'm picturing a very Bruce Almighty scene with someone like
and I like point to them to make them think I'm blaming them.
the 2 of them like come up and they grasp you like on the cheeks like saying like we need to go back as a gibberish match literally shouts back and forth between the 2 of you. Winter, you hear the cart noise fade as it eventually goes down the tunnel, but then you hear
Stop.
it.
What kind of bullshit kingdom is this?
This is simply a mine. You're to leave this place.
Well, I'm trying, but the carts that you and your goblins have put in place are making it very difficult.
This belonged to the dwarves for some time. This is not mine. As you hear the loud rumbling of the minecart approaching again. Wait, hold on. That's not the direction it left. As you're in this very, very small tunnel, you hear a very loud careening, very similar to before, of a heavy minecart rushing down the tracks towards you. You can only see it for a split second as it goes back and around these bends, but it's coming very quickly towards you and your 2 goblins. What do you do?
Ah, nuts. I'm not going to be able to jump in this, am I? It's going really fast.
You can try.
Get in the cart! I yell at the goblins, and then
So
I'm gonna cast levitate on myself.
Oh, okay. So like I was gonna say, so like every YouTube video I've ever seen where somebody tries to jump a Lamborghini, your legs topple and twirl. So you do cast levitate. Is that a concentration spell?
No. Yes, it is. It definitely is.
Beautiful. As soon as you cast your staff outwards, darkness covers your eyes as you can no longer see, as your dark vision, that also is a concentration spell, is lost. But you know in a split second, you can move upwards if you'd like to try and move out of the way of the cart.
Yeah, I want to try and move upwards. And then, I mean, I guess this is going to have to happen over 12 seconds, so I'm not sure how quickly this card is coming. But I'd also like to, after that, create with prestidigitation some light.
You could probably do it after it goes by, but you knew it was careening quite quickly. As you levitate upwards, the two goblins quickly jump up and try and grab your legs to levitate with you upwards because they can still see. Brie,
yeah,
I need you to roll me a d4.
Okay.
Oh no, curse splat.
Oh, it was cocked.
How does a d4
4.
get cocked? The one with the little peg leg doesn't have 1 foot to help him push upwards.
No.
And so tries to jump. The other one grabs onto you and dangles upwards as you levitate to the top of the tunnel, which isn't even a lot of room, but it's enough to where he won't get run over by the cart. But you only feel one leg grabbed before you hear a loud as the cart continues to steam downwards.
Oh no!
Just you a second earlier.
As you make a flash of light. And there is no blood, as they've been dead for quite some time. However, you do look briefly with the prestidigitation light that it creates, almost like a camera flash to where you can see everything and it kind of ingrains itself in your mind for a moment, as you see both a small goblin hand, an ear, and the other leg laying on the tracks. The rest of it seems to have been carried or careened downwards with the cart.
I'm gonna move down back onto the tracks and will the goblin to collect the remains of their fallen brother.
The goblin looks up at you and starts like collecting, grabs a foot, grabs an ear.
Make sure you get the leg. Make sure you get the peg leg.
Before running over and grabbing the last leg that still has a foot on it. Before you say, go get your brother, it starts running downwards down the pathway to try and go collect the rest of the body that is being careened by the cart. Ashrid, you feel yourself going further down south now with the two goblins, both of you arguing in gibberish, before you feel the cart slow itself down. No brake is hit, but you just feel it kind of begin to slow to a small stop. You notice quickly that the roof of this tunnel is gone. You and the goblins both kind of collectively turn your head very slowly, and you look at the very large tentacle that seems to have pushed and stopped the cart on this large gapway here. You see several others pulling their way up and around the pathway and the railway there, grasping around it as if to pull it or hold onto it. What seem to be dozens of very large tendrils begin to slowly swarm and swirl around the cartway here.
Put my hands over the goblin's mouth so they stop talking. And I stop talking.
Before one tentacle slides its way, a single tendril up onto the minecart and begins to kind of probe around within the minecart, as if it can't really see, but it's feeling around to see what is here.
I hate this. I hate this. I hate this.
We keep quiet. I keep quiet.
It feels within the minecart and it begins to kind of slap against the metal as if searching around in there. It begins to approach towards you. What do you do?
Is it sticky? Can I tell if it's leaving like a sticky residue? Are there like suction cups on the tendril?
There's no
or is it like
suction cups on it. It appears to be one large. It's more tendril than it is tentacle, I guess.
Okay.
However, yes, there is a kind of slimy goop-like substance, almost as if a slug was crawling along the ground that seems to, as it slaps along the metal inside the cart.
Okay. Can I hold an action? Can I like have the goblin shut up or no?
Yeah, they're not saying anything if you have your hands over their mouths.
Okay, I'm gonna try to reach for my rapier and then like hold an action.
Okay. You kind of to the goblin and reach downward towards your rapier. Are you planning to attack it if it touches you, gets closer? What are you waiting for?
If I get hurt, I'm gonna attack back.
Okay.
If I like get lifted, if I get hurt, if I get harassed, I'm gonna attack back.
Okay. As the tendril kind of slides its way all around, a second one approaches, just seeming to almost hold the minecart in place on the other side of it. This one slowly slinks its way over as it laps against your boot and starts crawling up your pant leg, just kind of continually slapping against you as if it's not really sure what you are and it can't really see. It's again almost like somebody who's blind feeling around trying to get a sense of what's there is the best descriptor I can give of it. Before it seems to almost begin to recognize that you are not a part of the minecart and begin to twirl itself around your left ankle.
I slash at it. Ooh, guys. Wait. Ooh, nope, that's a... Pause. Do I get an action or a bonus action and an action?
If you're trying to smite it, is what I think you're asking, you can definitely do that.
Okay, then I will Wrathful Smite on, and then I attack.
Okay.
Oh, yes. I get 2 actions, I forget, but however many actions I can do.
Yeah, if you want to attack it twice, you definitely can. There's the 2 tentacles, one holding the cart, one that's currently wrapped around your left ankle.
One at a time, so left ankle.
Okay, so you're going to attack it once. Go for it. Wrathful Smite, that's just the extra damage, correct?
Yes.
Okay, didn't know if I needed to make a save on that one.
Oh, wait, Wrathful Smite. Sorry, that's Wiz 14.
Oh, okay.
My bad, sorry. Okay, and that is a 19 to hit.
19. No problem at all. As soon as you slice against the tendril, go ahead and tell me the damage you do. And then let me look up Wrathful Smite here because I'm kind of blanking.
Sure. That is 8 damage. 8 pointy damage. 8 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then it is whenever you look up Wrathful Smite, you can tell me the dex save.
Okay. Got it. So wisdom save, correct? Yeah.
Oh, Wiz. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, I have like my thing really small. Yes, Wiz.
So as you slice into it, you pour out energy from not necessarily your deity, but so much your anti-deity, because of your nature that you are as a paladin. As you slice into this thing, energy pours out from the tip of your fingertips through the rapier and seems to cut across it cleanly, dealing additional psychic damage. And as the tendril almost seems to want to, like a slime, stick back to itself, little bits of sinew try and hold itself there, but your energy severs those. However, this thing doesn't appear to be afraid of you so much it is just wailing as a result of the attack as it passes the wisdom save.
Okay. Does it still get the psychic damage?
Yes, it still gets damage.
Okay, that's 1 point.
I think that's how the Wrathful Smite works, but that's how we're saying it works now. So
yeah, that's how it sounds like it works. So 1 point of psychic damage.
Okay, perfect. So 9 total, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I do have a second action if I can do that.
Absolutely. There's the one that's still holding the cart, or this one that's now flailing wildly next to the cart.
I'm gonna take my chances with the one holding it. However, I rolled a natural 1, so
Perfect. As you try this time, instead of slicing into it, not wanting it to release, you want to be able to hurt it more. You try and stab into it, but in doing so, it seems to have an almost hard surface behind this kind of slippery sliminess to it, and your rapier just bounces off of it and stabs right into the side of the minecart. As you begin to hear that same rumbling from before, except this time it sounds much, much deeper. It almost sounds like an earthquake coming from down deep, deep into the pit below. As you also hear a minecart begin to approach from the north. You hear the same rumbling from before, but as it does so, it does not get held like you do. It gets swatted immediately off of the railway as a tendril slams up against it. In doing so, it actually dislocates a section of the cartway, the path, leaving a large gap to where there is no cart that can pull you back up now, as there's maybe about a 5-foot gap. You'd have to jump that if that was something you wanted to do. But it seems to almost gutturally react to you slapping at the tentacles as it slaps away this minecart, destroying part of the pathway, and a heavy quake-like sound comes from deep below. Winter, Emma, and XC. It sounds faint, it sounds quiet, but you can almost hear down the tunnel a rumbling. Some of the tiny stones in the tunnel that you're in just fall to the ground, and bits of dust do as well.
That
XC,
was an unusual noise.
Do you think they're all right? Like, I might be angry at Winter right now, but I don't want her to die. Well, she's
Do
already
you think
dead,
that
so I don't know.
signifies the cart arriving at the other end?
Yeah, we should pull it back.
Understood. And I pull the lever.
You pull the lever, and you hope that eventually they're to come. You hear no sound that says otherwise. Ashrin, you're still there. There's no longer metal connecting to this, as part of the railway has been destroyed. Your cart continues to remain where it is. Winter, you hear a loud, and in the darkness, what would have been almost imperceptible if there was light, you see a tiny blue spark very quickly run along the right railway here at the bottom.
Oh, we really need to collect all of the pieces and we need to get back to Ash.
That other goblin has run back down that hallway. You are currently sitting there alone in the dark.
Well, I'm levitating alone in the dark.
Alone in the dark.
I'm gonna. I can't. I have to swim, don't I?
Float, swim, but yeah.
I'm gonna swim down the corridor with the goblin. Yeah. So how many goblins have I got any attached to me, or are they all running after?
It's just the one running after. 2 are with Ashrin, and the other one is.
That's right.
gone.
That's right. Less than assembled.
Less
yeah.
than
Well, I'm
assembly
just gonna.
required.
Some assembly required. I'm going to swim down the corridor as quickly as I can.
Winter, slowly levitating herself, begins pushing downwards down the corridor. It's going to be slow going while levitating, but not a problem. Ashrin, what are you doing now here on this cart on a careening railway that is barely holding itself up there?
So I was trying to visualize, but I'm on a railway and I was going this way. And which part is missing? The one that I'm going towards or behind me?
So, well, for ease of visualization, let's say you're on a ramp, right?
Yes.
You're being held up halfway up the ramp by a large tentacle or tendril. Part of the ramp up here at the top, about a 5-foot section, got absolutely wiped out, as did the minecart right before the tunnel that goes upwards. Does that make sense?
Yes. Can I hit the tendril that's behind me? Or that because we were falling on a ramp, right? So I'm downwards.
Correct.
So
You would be going downwards.
I'm gonna hit that tendril.
Okay. You lean over the side. If you want, you can make a swipe at it.
I will.
You can make 2 swipes at it if you'd like. This one is quite large. It appears to be the lower part of the tendril that is currently holding your cart in place.
15?
15 hits.
All right. 4 piercing damage.
Okay. You This one, you slice into it, trying to completely sever it like you did before, but this is a thicker tendril. You'll have to hit it a little bit harder to completely lop it off.
The smite's still going, right? So with save.
So the smite. So when you use
next.
that, it's the next hit. So you can
I
still
see.
do a smite. You can do a regular smite if you'd like, but yeah, you'd have to expend more if that's what you're going for.
I see. Okay, I'm just gonna hit it again.
Go for it.
9 to hit.
9 does not. As you try and slice into it, it reacts to your first hit and kind of causes you to stumble within the minecart, unable to hold your footing as you slice downwards with the rapier. Rapiers aren't exactly good for chopping. If there was maybe an axe or like a scimitar or something like that that is meant for slicing, it might have gone through more easily. But with your rapier, you're just not quite able to make it through. You did damage it, though.
Okay. Psychos. Oh, no, that's all I can do, I think.
Okay.
Yes, that's all.
Chat. Give me a number between 1 and 3. Let chat do that one. So while they're giving 2 seems to be the prevalent number so far. While you slash into it, suddenly the tendril kind of reacts to the damage and it kind of pushes you forward a little bit as you slide forward up the ramp, getting near to where the hole is before sliding back downwards. Another tendril quickly flies upwards and reaches down to grab into the cart. And with a 2, it grabs one of the goblins, not you, as it tries to make a strength save. The goblin got a nat 1. As you're holding one of them in your left hand, you had to let go with your other one to where you could grab your rapier. The other one looking towards you for what to do. You suddenly hear before the tendril grabs it and as it flies upwards and downwards into the chasm.
My God. I just let out a small scream.
You're currently with the momentum that pushes you forward as you're right near the edge, but you're about to start sliding back downwards again. What are you doing?
Oh, so can I make the jump?
You could absolutely try. You would be jumping on something that is slightly moving backwards, so this would be a very difficult jump, but you could try for it. And it would be even more difficult if you're holding the goblin to jump with you.
Emma, I'm not listening to you right now, Emma. But I'm going to do it. I wasn't listening to you, but I'm going to do it. Okay.
You got inspos, right?
Oh, I actually do. I do. All right.
Time to give you guys something to use them on.
Oh, thank God. Is it a dex save or is it a...
You're going to do an athletics to jump.
Cool. 21.
21. Okay. You needed a 20. So absolutely. Are you holding the goblin?
I think I would.
Okay. So you're going to have to make 2 then. So you do jump, and in doing so, your weight kind of pushes against the minecart. So you're not quite able to get the momentum as part of your energy pushes the minecart back downwards. And in so doing, you land against holding onto one of the wood pieces that goes along the railway just at the top of the tunnel with one hand and the goblin in the other. If you didn't have the weight of this goblin, you might have been able to jump all the way, but holding it, you're now struggling as it holds on with one arm down below.
And I toss it up like a basketball, just up onto the top of the rail.
You will be able to do that in a moment, as that was what you're able to do on this turn. But you look downwards and see the goblin hanging. You see the other one vanish into the darkness, and what you do see down below are dozens of other tendrils just like these, some large, some small, that begin to pour upwards towards you. And in doing so, some of them kind of wriggle upwards as if they're going to grab you and the goblin from where you're at. So now, what are you trying to do? You're going to throw the goblin up before your own safety?
Yeah.
Okay. As a tendril reaches upwards to grab the goblin, go ahead and roll me another strength. Just check. We'll do athletics again.
That's a 13, but can I use inspo?
Do you want it?
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay. Okay. 20.
20, not a problem. One of the tendrils reaches up to grab the goblin, but with your strength, just the smallest part of the tendril grabs him by the foot, but you quickly throw him up into the chasm there, reaching your other hand up to the bottom part of the wood. You hear him before he lands. You hear another small goblin voice seem to react at the sight of this goblin coming further up the tunnel. as you're now holding with both of your hands up there on to the little part of the railway. One tendril reaches up and grabs you in the foot because you were selfless and helped the goblin first, but that does mean it has a chance to grab at you. So now trying to pull yourself up, you're going to have to contend with the tendril's strength as well as pull yourself up. Otherwise, this would be not a problem for you to pull up at all. So not to ask for another, but I need another athletics check. Or if you'd like, you can dangle there and try and slice it off.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna try slicing it.
Go for it.
I don't know how to try.
You have both your hands up there. One of your arms is holding a rapier still from when you jump, but you turn around and quickly slice at it.
15?
15 hits.
Okay.
See if you can do enough damage to cut it.
Fucking. Come on. 7 points of piercing damage.
That is enough. As you quickly sever the top bit of it. In doing so, you free yourself to where you can get up, but you hear another heavy, heavy quake come from down at the bottom there. And as you look down briefly, those dozens of tendrils you saw before seem to just be the start of it, as even more, almost doubling the amount, begin to pour upwards. As now, even in the darkness, you begin to see the orbs are not simply orbs or crystals or something reflecting down the bottom. It seems to be pulling itself upwards. These seem to be dozens and dozens of eyes and a beaky maw that is down at the bottom of this cavern.
I just pull myself up and I go, Winter! And just like...
Winter, you hear your name called.
That's me. I think she meant Winter Queen. So can I hear the distress?
You do hear the distress.
I'm gonna lower myself down to the ground and start running as fast as I can towards Ash.
Okay. Ashrin, as you pull yourself up, you see the goblin that you saved, as well as one of the goblins that was with Winter, with several limbs and body parts from another goblin. A couple ears, 2 arms, 1 leg, and a small bony, what's the leg? The shin bone. That you saw walking on the ground that is very nubbed at this point, who seems to be looking at the other one, looking back at you. They're speaking something in Goblin, as one of them's like tugging on their shirt, saying like, and seem to be pointing forward as they look down towards you, yelling as if to ask you to come on.
Oh shit! And I just like run past them.
Ashton, you begin rushing as you see the tendrils begin to pour inward from the mouth of the cave. Emma and XC, you hear that same rumble, this time louder and deeper. No longer do you really mistake this as the minecart hitting, but it could be the second minecart hitting that first one, kind of compounding that effect.
I'm actually gonna roll to see if I would think. Nope, I don't. Yeah, that's obviously the other cart hitting the other one.
XC, roll me a perception.
That makes logical sense.
I rolled a 3, by the way.
This is
I
going
guess
well.
I am 21 for perception.
21. This
got this,
definitely
Ashton.
sounds geological in nature, as if it's shaking the ground, not that something hit the wall.
Somehow the minecarts have caused the ground to shake.
I mean, from what I heard, it sounded like the minecart just smacked into the other minecart. But if you, I mean, you do have these capabilities of being able to tell the difference between these things. So
We should probably investigate. Pulling the lever again may not be logical.
No, obviously, I don't think it works anymore anyway. So, no, let's go check this out. Do you need a light?
XC should still have the torch.
I've got a torch in my hand.
I didn't.
I
see
do
it.
need a light. Could I have another one, please?
Yeah, I'll use prestidigitation and give him a same thing as before, a scarlet flame. So it's more of that, like, I don't know.
Your flame, instead of being like a natural torchlight, now looks like a red room all around you in this area as Emma and XC kind of calmly begin walking downward.
I don't know. Are you doing it on the actual torch?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, because I was hoping to drop the torch. I guess I will still use this hand for light.
Well, here,
follow
and
Emma.
Emma is gonna take the torch and try and like put it in a spot on XC, just like to make it work.
Emma, go
That
ahead and roll
is
me a
mildly
sleight of hand check.
uncomfortable.
Hey, delirium, natural 20.
XC, there is a spot between what is your shoulder blade mechanism and your left arm that Emma finds the torch. She says, hold on, before sliding it down in there. Emma, for you, nat 20. That torch is going to stay there. XC, it seems to block one of the cogs that would allow your left arm to move.
Uh-oh.
Error.
Oh,
Unable to use weaponry.
oh. Okay. Emma's gonna try and take it back out.
I step away from Emma. Error, you have damaged me.
I seem to damage everyone.
You are meant to be medic, but more pain in my ass.
I get that a lot too.
Emma now
attempt
holds
to
the torch. What'd you say?
I attempt to remove the torch.
Oh, Emma said she grabbed it out of your shoulder, giving you.
But I pulled away.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So yeah, if it's not hard for you with one arm, you still would be able to pull it out. It's just kind of in there and holding itself. She didn't like jam it in there or anything. So you can remove it with your right arm, no problem.
And then my right arm extends and puts the torch between Emma's ribs. It also works with you.
You do realize, and Emma just like pulls down the shirt, and the green light just cascades out of her chest. She's like, "I am a natural torch."
Emma would
Then why
illuminate
did you not
essentially
suggest
like
this?
a 5-foot zone. It wouldn't be very far at all.
Fair. But I am my own natural torch.
XC, roll me a sleight of hand.
Ashrin's dying, and Emma and XC are just playing who's holding the torch.
Let's play pickup sticks, guys. 6, you said?
6.
Not a problem. You see a hole in Emma's hip bone, as all hip bones do, and you quickly slide the torch in there. As Emma, in doing so, your left leg immediately feels numb, or what it could for a skeletal-like being like you are, and you begin to lose what is feeling in your bone there, and so you kind of fall to the floor before grabbing the torch and quickly pulling it out, or else you will be on the ground.
I'll just, how about this? And I'll hold the torch so you can see, so you can shoot.
That is a logical conclusion.
Okay.
You are very smart.
Not really. Let's go. Because if I was smart, I wouldn't be in this hole.
Understood.
Emma and
Have
XC. Oh, go ahead.
Have made changes. You are not very smart.
Thank you.
Pain in my ass, dumb ass. Yes. Emma now holds this red room light as her and XC begin walking downwards. Ashrin is sprinting away from the tendrils. Winter, you can hear heavy footsteps between the rumbling coming downwards as Ashrin is running. You see your little friend who has not all but some pieces of the peg-legged goblin, and you see the other one, which is good news. But there's only 2 of them. Oh, okay, you see Ashrin also running towards you now at the end of the tunnel.
Okay. So where are the rest of the goblins?
Winter stops. Where are the goblins?
So there was only 2 with me, if you remember. One of them got kind of so whatever. Winter, is this octopus thing like part of your kingdom because it ate one of your citizens?
As Winter stops to talk about this, apparently Ashwin also stops to talk. As you begin to see Winter, as you are now looking at Ashwin, is this octopus thing one of your kingdoms? She points backwards. You look, and you begin to see dozens of tendrils pulling themselves towards this mouth of this tunnel. One, a large one in particular, seems to be twirling its way up the tunnel.
Large octopus, I command you to stop putting your creepy tendrils near my goblins. Post haste.
Do you stand there and convincingly tell it no?
I do.
Sounds
I
good.
say no.
Go ahead and roll me either a persuasion or intimidation.
I'm feeling very intimidating.
Good.
I'm trying to feel very intimidating. All right. Ooh. Is it difficult to intimidate an octopus? That's 22.
Perfect. As Winter now stands there, says, "Stop! Don't come any further." Ashrin, you kind of hold your breath, looking downwards. The two goblins nearby also looking, standing behind Winter, who will shield you from this darkness, as you might have been able to intimidate it if this had been its ears, but these are its tendrils, as it slams forward and goes and reaches and grabs Winter by the bottom of her ankle. As that seems like a solid place to take a quick little break. Winter, you are currently being grabbed by the ankle, and we'll come back. It's 8:01. Let's come back in 6 minutes. We'll come back at 8:07. Loki gets a point of inspiration because he's a good little boy.
He's laying on the bed
What's a good
growling.
boy?
He's growling
Yeah.
at me because I'm not giving him attention. He just
What's
goes,
a good boy?
Make sure you enter the giveaway for the mystery D20s from Dicey Encounters. Go by now, and we'll be back in
Hey.
6 minutes. See you all soon. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome back from the break, everybody. We've got some Eldritch Kraken-y stuff to deal with, but before we do, let's go ahead and give away one of those mystery unfinished D20s from the amazing Dicey Encounter shop. Buy now. So, Lana, if you want to go ahead and do those giveaways. Oh, already Johnny on the spot with it. Let's see who wins this time, and then Vibesapatha. Congratulations.
This is really important. You have to email that email there so you can get them. Because if you don't email it, I don't know who to send it to.
Boom. Make sure you do that. Congrats. And if you didn't win that one and you're super mad and angry, there's a second one coming up, so stay tuned. But let's continue right where we left off, as Winter has just been grasped by one of the tendrils. Winter, I need you to go ahead and make me a strength saving throw.
That's a big old 10.
Solid. It does not beat my 21, as the tendril grasps around your leg and pulls you, knocking you to the ground, dealing 3 bludgeoning damage, and begins to pull you further down the tunnel.
And I
If
sweat.
you hear any noises, they're obviously just my goblins. My goblin sound effects. I told you. No, I said I am your queen and you must stop.
She says as she's being pulled downwards into the tunnel. Ashrin, you and the 2 goblins are there. What are you doing?
I run after. I take a swipe at it.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah. 13.
13 doesn't hit.
Okay, second attack.
Going for it.
21.
Definitely hits.
3 points of piercing damage.
Hold on. What is your dexterity?
+2.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, but then I put it into con because of my background.
Got it. Okay. I was like, man, your dex is low. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Crimson Elf. So, you slice into it. So, something blood medic. As you slice into the tendril. In doing so, as you hit it, you begin to hear the rumbling louder once again. Emma and Exie, you hear it coming heavier from the tunnel now. But as you slice into it, it's not enough to cut all the way through. But it does seem to make it mad as it pulls Winter more heavily and more quickly now down the tunnel. Winter, what are you doing as a result?
I'm gonna try. Ooh, my goblins are so distressed about it. Can I try and like chill touch the tendril as it pulls me? Yeah, I do that. I do that.
Okay. It's a dex save, I want to say, or is it to hit?
No, it's to hit. 18 plus 8.
Definitely
so
hits.
like 26.
Okay. Roll your
Did I
damage.
do math?
You did do math.
Okay, D8s. Here we go. That
No.
is bad. 5.
Our goblin queen, no, don't let her go, says the goblins.
Ah,
5.
5.
With the 3 points of damage that Ashwin did, that is enough as you reach down and blast a jet of cold against this tendril. In doing so, as it kind of is wriggling around and slapping itself on the ground, it shatters into a bunch of pieces of frosty tendril. As you pull yourself away, you feel the slime against your leg. I need you to make a con saving throw.
I'm not sure if this does matter or not, but it's not. Chill touch is necrotic.
Okay, good to know.
So it bursts into some spicy, sad green goo.
Spicy, sad green goo.
Yeah. Sorry, what did you want me to do?
Sorry, the goblin cries, had me distracted. So it breaks. I completely lost my train of thought. 100% gone. So what did I just say?
Sorry.
Other people?
Con save.
Con save. That's it.
Con
Yes, that's
save.
right. Because
For
the
the-
goo
for
that's
the
still on your leg.
gooey goo.
Yep. I completely lost train of thought with the goblin.
7.
7. Perfect. You immediately are lying on the ground. Other tendrils begin to wreathe their way forwards, trying to grab you. Ashrin, you're next to her. You could try and pull her out to get away. They seem to only be able to move so fast purely because of their numbers in this tunnel. They're almost fighting to get past each other to get to you.
Okay. Wait, how close is the closest one to me? Any tendril?
Maybe about 10
Well,
feet.
What about the tendril that's attached to Winter?
She broke that off with the chill
Oh.
touch.
Sorry. 10 feet. And Winter is how far?
Winter is right next to you.
I grab her hand and I dash and I grab her hand.
Okay, so if you're going to grab her and kind of like help her up and pull her using your dash, you could definitely get back to where the goblins are. The tendrils are still going to give chase, but dashing, you're going to be able to go fast enough to get away from these things. They're going quite quickly, but again, still kind of tripping over each other as they do attempt to follow you. So Winter, Ashrin is pulling you upwards from the tunnel. The 2 goblins stand there waiting for you to get there before seemingly following along, if that's what your will tells them to do. Or if you want them to die for the queen, they can totally do that.
No, we leave no goblin behind. Don't forget your brother.
Except the one in the maw of this thing, as grasps all the pieces and they begin rushing towards you. Bumper, you get a point of inspiration too, Jakey.
She wants my pizza. No pizza for you.
Also, Winter, you get one for having a baby that we saw during break, so that helps. Alex will phone in their inspiration here soon, I'm sure. But the 2 of you begin rushing up the tunnel. Winter and Ashton, you begin rushing up the tunnel before you begin to see a crimson-like light. Not a light that you have seen before as you head northern. This does kind of give you a bit of a pause. As Emma and XC, you begin to hear heavy footsteps rushing and running in your direction up this tunnel.
Direction
up this tunnel.
Ash, I'm really sore. We should probably hide from whatever else is in this cavern because apparently no one's respecting my authority.
As I'm running, I don't think hiding is the best thing. I think we need to leave, make distance. As I'm running.
But what is that red light that we're running into?
Emma and XC, you can hear them speaking now as you're going downwards and hear their footsteps.
Why aren't you taking the cart? We sent it back for you.
The cart got eaten by an octopus.
Why is there an octopus in a cave?
I don't know.
What is this place? Who told us to go in this hole?
I'm dashing.
We fell.
At this point, Emma and XC, you can see Winter and Ashrin running with the 2 goblins running in tow behind them. One of them seeming to grasp quite a few limbs from one of the other goblins that is no longer there.
Oh, we're running.
I guess they are okay. And I turn around and start walking back.
We're not okay. Run from the octopus. Run. Your queen commands it to be so.
I intentionally slowly walk now.
Winter and Ashrin turn like, your queen commands you, and run past Emma and XC. Emma kind of nods to XC and begins walking. XC, do you continue walking or do you run?
I've got no reason to run. I'll
Fair
walk
enough.
back up.
As Emma and XC begin walking, Winter and Ashrin, you now pass into the room where there's the 8 directions. You're on the northern side. Where are you headed?
Oh, what I think might have been straight from, or the path we came from. Straight.
So heading straight from here?
Yeah.
Goblins, lead mummy out.
As the 4 of you begin rushing straight, XC and Emma, you kind of give each other a, who does she think she is kind of sigh before
I
you
guess we better stay together, and I start increasing my gait.
going a little faster. You
I'm
suddenly
doing this for me and not you.
hear the slapping of tendrils against the stone walls, and behind you, you start to see them pulling themselves upward, like dozens of tendrils and slugs on the wall, leaving slime behind as it's rushing towards you. At a walk, they will easily be able to catch up to you.
As we start moving faster, I'm going to turn around and just let loose a firebolt at the tunnel that it's coming from.
Okay, go for it. You're going to try and hit the tunnel or the tendril?
I don't think it would be powerful enough to collapse the tunnel, so I'll try and hit a tendril.
Okay, go for it.
Plus what? 6 is 16.
16 does hit.
2d10.
You have firebolt?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you had.
As that backbone.
Oh, got you. I was like,
Because I'm multiple things.
you have a lot of things, so I was just confused. I hadn't heard the firebolt yet.
Yep, haven't used it yet.
Gotcha.
So 10, 11, 12, 16. I rolled a 9 and a 7.
XC, as you turn to look, Emma quickly lobs a jetted green firebolt towards one of the tendrils. In doing so, like a razor blade, it slices off the tips of one of them, and it begins to pull itself back in between all the other tendrils. It doesn't kill it, but it seems to lop off part of it as it goes back downwards into the hole. The others seem to, with the newly found reverence, push forward to chase after you all, and you begin to hear that rumbling once again. A few rocks from the ceiling now begin to fall, not just tiny pebbles, but rocks begin to fall from this ceiling where you're at. XE, Emma, what are you two doing?
In a cave. I never thought I would see this, and I start legging it.
Okay. XC quickly leans to the ground before just rushing offwards into the tunnel. Emma, are you also running or continuing to just fling bolts?
I'll catch up with XC.
Okay.
XC seems to be smart.
Both of you running at full speed. I'm assuming dashing to go as fast as possible.
Go.
Okay. Dashing to go through. You approach that same area where Winter and Ashton are, that kind of 8-directioned hole. Are you continuing to go straight? Where are we going?
Back the way we came.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
Can the goblins lead me out? Lead us the way out?
Well, you already said you were going in that direction, but they seem to be following you without any sort of hesitation.
Okay. As I was running, I said, "Lead the way."
Yeah. So they're going to rush, no problem. You do have to kind of slow down to go under some of these low spots here, which does slow your exit out here. For Emma and XC join, you begin to see the crimson light underneath the bottom of it approaching as all 4 of you are trying your best to get out of here as quickly as possible. Emma and XC, as you go to this southern exit here, you begin to see the dozens of tendrils pour their way into this little 8-directioned area and start moving outwards into all of the different directions, thinning how many are coming your direction, but still some headed that way as you quickly duck under the obstacles and out over towards where the exit of the cave is. Winter and Ashrin, you see first Ordell sitting there with his mace on his side, with his pack looking upwards. Before the 2 of you approach, he kind of looks quizzically. Where are Emma and XC?
Run, now, no time.
They're coming. There's an octopus. We just gotta go. They're coming.
What?
There's an octopus.
Okay. Up?
Up.
Which one of you first?
The queen.
Who?
The queen.
You have to be more specific.
And
Who are you talking about?
I bump Ordell on the head and cast levitate, and then I jump on top of him. Up.
You still have
I
the spell
grab-
slots for it because you've cast it 3 times today now. And dark vision.
I can cast at a 3rd level, right?
Yeah, you can cast higher level.
Yeah. I'm just expending a higher spell slot.
Just making sure.
I grasp one of Ordell's thick legs.
Okay. Winter, with both of you, you're going to be able to, or with you and Ordell, you've done this before, be able to fly upwards, no problem. Ordell's like, wait, no, I got, stop doing this before flying upwards. But with the combined weight of Ordell, Winter, and Ashrin, Ashrin says, wait for me, and grabs onto his leg. He begins to float downwards slowly as there's not enough power in the levitation spell to be able to lift both of you and Ordell.
I let go. I let go and let them go.
We have to take turns.
Like a rubber band, Ashrin, as you let go, Ordell kind of quickly jets upward, maybe about 10 feet before he's, how does this work? Before floating upwards, as Winter, you still hold onto him. The 2 goblins now sit on the ground next to you, Ashrin. The goblins, one of them quickly grabs onto the wall and starts climbing upwards. No problems.
No, goblin.
The other one holds the limbs and is too afraid of letting go of the limbs and not doing what his queen told him. So he just kind of stares upwards for a bit. Emma and XC, you finally make your way out of that part of the cave and you see Ashrin standing there and just the bottom of Ordell's foot as Winter holds onto his shoulders, flying upwards towards the top of the cave.
So I can make us go up 20 feet every
6 seconds.
6 seconds,
Yeah.
right? So I'm going to make us go as quickly as possible up and then
Send
send
him
him back down.
Okay.
I begin to climb like I climbed down before,
Okay.
straight behind.
XC waits no time at all, looking at Ashrin and back to the wall. You see the goblin climbing up before. Go ahead and roll me an athletics check. This is
there
a
still
sheer.
a rope and pittance?
There is halfway up.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a 19.
19. Okay. It is a sheer cliff, but there are rocky parts to this. This isn't just a flat wall, so I guess not sheer. It is a straight vertical mine shaft here. So there are parts for you to grab onto. And with a 19, you're just able to find enough handholds to go upwards without too much of a problem. Are you trying to do so quickly or just get there?
I can't really go quickly because there's an Ordell in front of me, right?
He's floating. You wouldn't be able to match Ordell's speed even if you were going quickly.
Got you. I will just go at the speed I can match.
Okay.
At the speed that's comfortable for me without falling.
Gotcha. No problem then. You're not going to worry about exhaustion. You're just slowly climbing upwards at a kind of constant robotic rate. Emma and Ashrin, you now stand there at the bottom. Winter, Ordell just gets to the top before kind of like, get off, I guess.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye. And I send him back down.
Just before he begins floating downwards. At about
Don't forget the goblins.
At about the halfway point, Ordell locks eyes with one of the goblins who just climbs past and then also sees XC. XC, you're now at the point where you see the rope. With your 19, though, you're still able to continue the climb without needing extra help. But if you'd like to grab the rope in case something happens, you can grab that and that would help save you. But otherwise, you can just keep climbing upwards.
Are we going to be able to fit Ordell and XC side by side?
Yes, not a problem.
Okay. Well, then I'm just fine to keep climbing.
Okay. Ordell, I don't just kind of gives you a I don't know as he floats downwards. Emma and Ashrin, you begin to see 2 tendrils make their way out the bottom of that direction as Ordell finally floats down to the bottom. You could probably fit Emma and the goblin or Ashrin, but it would be impossible to fit all 3 of you.
I'm going to push Ashrin onto Ordell and then turn around and start launching firebolts at the tentacles.
I was gonna. Okay, so how far is XC up the hole?
XC is now maybe what would be 2/3 of the way up. You can no longer see him because it kind of curves upwards a little bit. So he's out of your vision.
I kind of wanted to like get the goblin and like chuck him up there, and then Emma and I can go on Ordell. Yeah, that's all I can do. I don't know. I was just gonna no, Emma, no, and I grab Emma onto. I do it. I get the goblin. I toss it, hoping to hit XC, but I grab Emma onto Ordell and we go.
Let me give you a little picture here. Let me paint a picture with words. As XC is over halfway up this 150-foot tall mine shaft,
Just launching,
which you can no longer see because it does have an angle. So there is no straightforward path for you to throw this goblin, who cannot use his hands to grab things as he is currently holding the limbs of his companion.
Oh no.
Still
Why
throwing,
must
correct?
we always toss my friends?
Perfect. Go
You don't
ahead
see
and roll
this.
me in athletics.
Okay, Chromatic Caverns, let's go. 16.
16. You say, Emma, no! Before you take the goblin by the scruff of his shirt, he's pulled upwards as you throw it upwards. Brie, I'm going to need you visual. If you could just throw up and catch, just...
Sorry.
As you throw upwards with the 16, the light weight of the goblin does allow you to throw it quite high. I mean, if you've ever seen the irresponsible dads that throw their kids up high, they throw them really good. I will definitely be one of those one day. But as you throw it upwards towards the cliff, it flies up. As you throw it upwards, do you wait to see if it lands and connects, or do you immediately go to help Emma?
I get Emma onto Ordell and we go.
So you turn to go grab Emma by the collarbone, and you hear Ordell go, wait, before you hear a loud as the goblin must have gone maybe about 10 feet above your head as you go, huh, gotcha. As you leave, you hear like,
Oh no.
I gotta roll a save here real quick. So Animate Dead either treats them as skeletons or zombies. Because they have flesh, I've been treating them as zombies. Zombies get that thing to where if they take damage, they can roll to see if they're still alive. I rolled a nat 1.
No.
So Ashton, you're like, go, before you hear, "Go." And you look back at the goblin whose head that was football shaped is now like a deflated football as it sits there in the ground. Winter, you probably think it's about time to bring Ordell back up based on how long it took
Yeah,
him to get up.
right. So I do.
Ordell's
Of course.
oh my god, what? Wait! It's floating upwards. Emma, you did fling at least one firebolt, so go ahead and roll me to hit.
+6 is going to be 14.
It doesn't quite. As the two tendrils shoot out towards you, your bolt of fire just glances off the side of one of them. They seem to have a very hard carapace, though slimy they
I'll say
appear.
that's when Ashrin like grabs my collarbone and like I would have hit, but it's like
Completely whiffed. And in doing so, not that I should ever ask, but Ashrin, how much do you weigh and how much does Emma weigh? I think Emma, you said you were like 35 pounds.
The average human skeleton.
I'm so sorry. Add 20 pounds to that for your equipment, Emma.
All right.
Add 10 pounds because you keep most of it in the ring.
She's probably, because she's 5'6", I just Googled average because I'm not 5'6", right? She might be like she's leaner, but she's muscular, maybe like 145.
With heavy armor?
Oh,
So-
no, probably 150,
36
60.
for
I'd say probably 160 and 36 for Emma. So round up 40, 200 pounds. We said Ordell was anywhere between 350 and 400 before.
Mm-hmm.
Levitate can host 500 pounds. He could get just Ashrin with some leniency there on rounding numbers, or he could get Emma. So Ashrin, as you throw Emma towards Ordell, he grasps you before flying upwards. Emma, you're now being held up like kind of under the arms by Ordell. Ashrin, basically same song and dance as before. You go to grab Emma's skeletal legs. Emma, you begin to feel your legs almost pull out of their magical sockets that hold them to your hip bones. As you begin to slowly, barely float downwards at this point.
I let
Emma's
go.
going to use thaumaturgy, yell up to Winter, put him back down.
So just to recap, you murdered my goblin for no reason.
You don't know this.
You're right, I don't. Do I hear put him back down?
Oh yeah, Emma
yeah.
Thaumaturge. It's like a megaphone down there.
Okay, I put him back down.
So as Ashrin, you say you let go, Ordell begins to float upwards like, we'll come back for you. We'll come back for you right now, I guess, before floating back downwards.
Ashrin, please go up. Please.
With this hesitation, the two tendrils reach out to grab Emma and Ashrin. I need strength saves from both of you.
Can I do one thing as it's reaching? Can I grab the ring and give it back to Ashrin?
We'll see depending on your strength save, because your movements before were to get there.
Oh, if only that wasn't a negative one. It's a 19.
I'm grabbed now, right?
What was your save? Strength save.
Oh, whoops. I did not hear that for some reason. Strength? Straight strength?
Strength save.
Save 20.
20. As the tendril grabs both of you, you both feel the pull as if trying to pull you down that hallway. But because you have this anchor point of the large Ordell, you're able to hold on to him. You can feel it pulling against your leg. It still has you grappled, but it doesn't have the strength to pull you down just yet. Though as it pulls you, you can feel it kind of get stronger and stronger as more of the tendril makes its way out of this part of the cave.
I cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay. And then you want to do the ring thing, Emma?
Well, if she's grabbed, I'm not going to give it to her. So instead, I too will do Inflict Wounds at second level.
Both of you turn to each other, nod, reach down, and grasp the tendrils with your hand. What's the save on Inflict Wound, Colin?
No, Inflict Wounds is a roll to hit.
Okay, both of you roll to hit then. 15, if that's not apparent, is the number to beat.
17.
17 hits.
Oh, 16. Whew.
Okay, both hit. Go ahead and roll your damages.
40, baby.
Okay.
XC, at this point, you have made it to the top of the hole with the goblin there as well. Winter now looking downwards, kind of concerned over at you. One of the goblins up at the top. You both hear the, lower us down, before Winter kind of waves her hand. You don't see anything, but you can look down and only assume that Ordell is no longer coming back up, but headed downwards. What are the two of you doing at the top of the hole?
Hey, are they okay? XC, are they okay?
They were when I left.
Okay, I guess they just dropped something then. How long should I give them?
If I was them, I would be moving already.
So bring it back up?
Affirmative.
Okay, so I bring Ordell back up.
As Ashrin and Emma look to each other, nod heads, grab the tentacles, and how much do each of you do?
28.
28. 20. Both of those are solid enough damage. Neither of these are any sort of piercing or cut-like attacks, so you don't really cut these tendrils off so much as see them slump backwards, afraid of your damage. You can no longer see any tendrils coming out of that part of the cave. However, you hear now what once was faint, even at that kind of cross section, a very loud quake coming from beneath the ground here. And you begin to see bits and pieces of rock, some larger chunks now fall off and nearby. Actually need Emma, Ashrin, and Ordell to make dex saves.
I got this.
Ordell actually has advantage. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Solid.
But I'm going to use one of my 11 inspos.
You just tell me if you want to cash in those 10 at any point, by the way.
I might need to.
Oh. Can I help you?
What was your roll, Ashrin?
17.
No problem. Emma? You going to use another one or go down below 10?
Well, I rolled a 10. So I don't actually. It's not even a 10. Hold on, that's a 9. So
Gonna go
yeah,
below the
I'll
10.
cash in. I'll cash in the 10. Yeah, why not?
Okay. something
Down
good
to
will happen
zero.
to you. But that isn't going to stop the rocks from falling, as a couple of large rocks seem to fall from the overhang that is inside that mine shaft, falling downward. Ashrin, you're quickly able to dodge it. However, Ordell tries to dodge, but is quickly levitated upwards and actually meets the rock kind of a bit of the way up, causing it to do a bit more damage. Emma, you would have taken 5 bludgeoning. You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as the rock falls and hits you.
Is that already doubled?
Yeah, that's the doubled.
Okay.
As it hits you and Ordell, you're not certain that this tunnel can take much more of these quakes. As Ordell begins floating upwards, you have to make a pretty quick choice on which one of you are going with him, as he is now raising.
Ashton, you need to get Ritter out of this, and again, is going to give Ashton the ring and like just nudge, like get.
I just look to the quaking. I look down the tunnel. I look at where the tendrils are or coming from. And I look Emma, I'm going to say in the eyeballs, but she has no eyeballs, so it just... Okay. And I grab the ring, I grab Ordell, and I just...
Ordell reaches his hand out just barely with his giant little fingers. You're able to grab onto 2 of them with your hand and be hoisted upwards. You can tell this is the limit of what this magic will be able to levitate here as you go kind of slowly upwards. But eventually you are able to go upwards. XC, Winter, and the Goblin now look down. With that ledge kind of broken off that fell down, you can see Ordell and Ashrin flying upwards, with Emma kind of holding down there at the bottom as Ordell slowly approaches up towards the top. Okay, as Ordell gets up there, once he finally reaches the top, Emma, you see him throw Ashrin off to the side. So you're certain that Ashrin is safe. As Ashrin, you land kind of on your back on the grass up there at the top. Emma, you look downwards and you now see several, what must be 4 or 5 tendrils pouring out of the bottom here, reaching towards you.
When I can even like break the surface, I guess, I just haul myself up and I tell Winter, like, Emma's still down there. Please send him down. He needs to go now.
Okay. I send him down as quickly as I can, and also, and the goblins, are they down there too?
No, now's not the time.
What do you mean?
Odell, go.
I have a
I
feeling.
mean, he's going down now. Currently, I am quite a talented Winter Queen and wizard, and can make this happen whilst talking.
I have a feeling something Ordell would ask for. And people can tell me if this isn't in character, but I have a feeling he would just say, "Just drop me."
Oh.
How far? It's 100 feet.
It's 150
right?
feet. He'd be about 130.
Can I drop
at that point.
and catch him with
levitate? You
with
know
levitate?
how the spell works. Even if you do cancel levitate, he will still fall at the max speed that levitate would let, which is 20 feet for every 6 seconds. So it's not going to help. But he's very, like he was before, wanting to go down faster, just a barbarian and frustrated about the slowness.
Okay, Ordell, it's not going to make a difference.
As he just kind of reaches downwards as if to try and swim and push further down like he did before. Emma, you see Ordell headed your way, but it's going to take maybe about 30 seconds before he gets here. You need to be able to hold your own or start climbing. Or there is the other direction in the cave.
And
I'll hold my own.
Alex?
I'm going to get out to Ordell. If you would like, I can shoot you down quicker.
It also, sorry, Ryan.
Yes.
He can move as if by pushing and pulling against objects. It can move as if it's climbing. So I don't know if that's gonna speed up if he starts pushing against objects and things.
He did try that before, and I let him go a little bit faster. Last time he was able to push off, so he might be able to get just a little bit faster. So you'd probably be able to save about 1 round worth, Emma, of needing to hold your own. XC though, yeah, if you yell at him, he doesn't know any better, or otherwise you say you shoot him down faster. Yes, go! Do it!
I shoot him.
I rolled a hit.
What is this episode?
Seesaw.
Okay. To hit, that's 21.
This is just Alex like, this is for all the shit you put me through last campaign. 21 hits. Are you shooting him just once?
Well, you know what? I'm actually going to shoot him to see if it does affect his momentum.
And then wait.
And then if it does, I'll do a second shot as well.
Okay. Yeah, definitely hits. You can see as he's allowing this to happen, he's not bracing himself. He thinks you're going to be able to push him downwards through some force. He's like, "Just do it!" As he just kind of holds himself there. In doing so, you see the hole you make from one side, just barely missing his liver on the left side of him. Downwards, Emma, you see one of the bullets careen through this undead creature above you and land in the rock nearby as you begin fending off these tendrils. Exy, you do not see it helping him move faster, but you do damage to him. How much?
A 9.
9. Okay. So as he goes, did it help?
I do not think so. And then I see if there's a giant rock I can drop instead.
You look around. You could break off part of the edge of this cliff if you were determined enough. You might be able to, since you are made of metal. Otherwise, you could try and cut a tree down. But again, you'd have to be some magically quick.
There's still a goblin mouth here, right?
Yep, there is one.
Probably not the time, but don't forget the goblins.
All right, might do a second shot. At the moment.
Ordell is not a man of tact, as far as I remember. So as you say, don't forget the goblins. He goes, they're all dead.
They can be dead up here.
I turn slowly to look at Winter to see what she's saying.
Exceed,
Well,
do you
they're
throw a
already dead,
goblin
right?
at him?
I do not throw a goblin at him.
Okay. Emma, you hear lots of conversation happening above you, a gunshot as well, as these 5 tendrils begin to swarm you. What are you doing?
I'm gonna die surrounded by idiots. And there's another tendril coming.
There are about 5.
All right. In that case, I don't really have anything that's gonna be able to affect all 5, but is there one that's bigger than the others?
Yeah. Not by
Okay,
much. It just barely made it through the rest of them.
I'll focus on that one and do a second level guiding bolt, I guess.
Do it.
16 plus, so yeah,
That hits. Yep.
All right. 5d6. All right, so 6, 12, 16.
Soul Wesson says the goblin she's wanting are Peggy and the one carrying its pieces. It's actually the opposite. It's one carrying little peg legs pieces.
It's going to be 17 radiant damage.
17. As you take this bolt of radiant energy and fling it into the first tentacle, can you describe how Guiding Bolt looks for you?
So yeah, guiding bolt. It wouldn't look too dissimilar to just a cleric using it, except for it's still that green energy coming out. Looks kind of almost. Sorry, Loki's whining on the bed. It looks almost like electrical in nature, but with little bits of it's hard to describe, like little floofs of light that come off of it.
As very Dark Souls or Dark Souls 3, a kind of Zeus-like bolt of lightning of green appears in Emma's hand before she, like a javelin, throws it towards the tendril. The big one stabbed by this lightning javelin against the wall, and in doing so, it begins to writhe heavily, and a green energy begins to emanate from this tendril before emanating from all of them, as the one tendril pulls itself backwards down and afraid and away, dropping slime and some sort of black ooze onto the ground. You begin to hear yet another heavy quake coming from down inside this tunnel. This tunnel is not long for this world. More rocks begin to fall. Ordell fails this. There's nothing he can do.
Are you kidding me?
I checked just for checking's sake. Ordell also rolled a nat 1. He would have had advantage, so it would have gone to 4, but floating, he can't do it anyway, so he just gets hit by it. Emma, are you going to keep that or do the inspo?
I don't have any more inspo. I gave them all up.
Okay. That is 18 points with the doubling. Bludgeoning to you.
Ow.
Are you up?
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
still have 20. I still have 20 HP.
You've taken a lot of damage.
I have
Must be
60
nice.
max.
Oh, you have 60? Okay, cool.
Cleric.
Cleric, yeah.
Cleric and
I'm
warlock.
thinking more warlocky health. Yeah. So no problem then. I was like, this is very bad. As the rock falls and hits you. Ordell tries his best to get down there as this conversation is happening. Two of the tendrils that are with the big one, as you hit it with radiant damage, not only does the big one slip away, the other two do as well. However, the remaining two do swipe at you. One of them goes to grab you as another one attempts to just hit you, like slam you against the wall. One of them grasps your left ankle, seems to have a preference for those, but the other one does hit you, doing slamming damage. That's with the doubling, 16 points of bludgeoning damage as it slams you against the wall.
Not looking great, but that's okay because I'm a cleric.
As you get to make another action for it. This might be your last one before Ordell would be able to get to you.
Beautiful. Then I'm going to use my last second level spell slot and give myself a wonderful cure wounds.
Do it.
2d8 plus 4. Right, d8. 5. And 1. Yay, so 6. So 10. Yay.
Yay, you heal 10 points as the one grasping your leg tries to pull towards you. You're doing cure wounds, not healing word, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so full action. As it begins to try and pull you, you try and pull away from it, but instead you grasp the flame beneath your rib cage and try and increase its volume, I guess, as you try and pull away from it. Anything else that you're doing on this kind of round?
Yeah, I'll do a bonus action healing word.
So I don't actually think that you can. You could do a cantrip and then healing word, but you can't do spell and then another spell.
Okay, fair.
But if instead you would have liked to have flung a firebolt and then healing word, you could do that.
No, I'll just stick with the cure wounds.
Okie dokie. As you heal yourself up, the one now grasping you attempts to pull you down into the tunnel. So I need a strength save.
Let's go with my -1. 13.
I rolled a 2, but I'm gonna use my inspo.
Okay. I come back as the queen of the Kraken.
Another 2.
Puts Winter in her place.
So, this tendril just does not want to be able to pull you down, it seems. However, the other one will slam against you yet again. Ooh, low rolls. So with the doubling, that'll be 12 points of damage.
Okay, that's still enough to hurt.
Are you out or up? I think you're up.
I have 2.
Okay.
I have 2.
At that point, Ordell does make it to the ground. He says, come on. He grasps you by the arms and says, bring us up.
Did you get the goblins?
He rolls his eyes before reaching over towards the goblins and tries to scoop one up. And in doing so, this gives the tendril enough time to try and pull. Emma, you do have an action before it happens, though.
I guess I'm gonna firebolt this guy.
Do it. You have advantage because you're guiding bolt.
Thank God, because I rolled a 2. Okay, that's 16 plus 6, so I'm pretty sure a 22 is gonna hit.
Are you doing the one slamming against you or the one on your leg?
The one on my leg, because that's what's gonna keep us from. I'd rather go unconscious while being held than be held and be unconscious.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll your damage.
8 and a 7, so 14, 15.
15 is enough as your bolt of fire cuts almost like a jet of flame, immediately severing the small bit of tendril that is holding your leg as the pulls back downwards into the tunnel. You hear the quaking once more, as you can now see the tunnel itself, some of the rocks begin to collapse. The mine is actively collapsing at this point, as several of the rocks, you can hear it falling both from the tunnel that is opposite the direction of the tendrils and the one of the tendrils. In doing so, I'm going to need dex saves from both of you. You and Ordell.
Can we, now that we're kind of floating in the air?
You're not floating yet, because Ordell is grabbing the goblins, because Winter asked.
9.
9. Ordell got a nat 20, and he has the danger sense giving him advantage, so I'll give you advantage on that as well, since he's currently holding you.
Can I
9.
see them, or is it just a black hole?
No, you can all see down there.
Oh, I can see.
Yeah,
So I can see they're being actively attacked.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So Ordell is easily able to sit against the wall as he scoops the goblins up. In doing so, he does have to let go of you for a brief moment, Emma, hoping that you'll dodge, but that doesn't happen, as one of the large pieces of rocks falls down, dealing the sizable damage to you. That those were higher rolls. That would be with the doubling 42 damage.
I am definitely out.
Okay. Emma falls unconscious onto the ground as Ordell grabs the goblins. The large tendril also takes a huge chunk of this bludgeoning damage as it falls into it. The tendril rolls a 20 as well. So the tendril is able to dodge, but it is getting squished on the other end of it, if that makes sense. And in kind of its death throes, it just begins slapping wildly at this part of the tunnel. Winter, you see Ordell go to grab Emma and begin moving upwards. In doing so, he says, "Go, go, go!" Before you can see the goblins in his hand now.
Making him go up.
He's going to try. He can't block the
He has Emma, right?
He has Emma.
Yeah.
He can't block the full damage, Emma, from you, so both you and him take a small bit of damage, meaning you are going to fail one death save.
Yep.
But, Emma, you begin flying upwards.
Yay! Whee!
Whee!
Sorry,
you all
that's
see...
the death gurgles coming out.
Whee! The death gurgles with no lungs.
Yeah. Whee!
XC just backs away from the hole. You, Winter and Ashrin, see Ordell floating upwards with a limp Emma in his hand. Emma, I need you to make a death save.
I'm gonna stop using this dice tonight. That's a 1. Or not a 1, 9. Sorry, I don't know why I said 1. That is a 9.
That is a big difference.
Yeah, because I would have outright been dead. No, that was a 9. Sorry.
Okay. As you begin floating upwards, Winter.
How close are they? Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, let's hear what you were going to say first.
Do they break the surface? Can I?
Not quite yet. They're getting there, but not quite.
Okay.
Winter. You feel
Yes, Ryan.
pain in your leg. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Nat 20, motherfucker.
You feel briefly, for a moment, like when you look over the edge of a ship, that kind of call of, well, I could jump out there. I could swim. I could help them. You feel like you could jump down there and help them before it kind of fades away from your mind, and it feels almost like as if you got stung by a few ants on your leg as you kind of just feel down for but a moment before you see Ordell and Emma floating upwards. Emma, with your 10 inspos, as the rocks have broken away on this part of the mine, it seems that they have dislodged some sort of treasure that was once buried here inside the rock.
What the hell am I supposed to do with that?
You don't necessarily see it. However, Ordell does
dying.
see it on the way up. A very good thing did happen to you. You just weren't conscious for it. There's a small chest that seems to have been at one point buried here in the rock, whether hidden by some sort of geomancer or something that melded it within there. A very good hiding spot, nearly indetectable by anyone that did not know it was there as the rocks break free. Ordell does see it.
She can't see that. She's dead.
Hey, she's not dead. How dare you? She's undead and unconscious.
With one more
Be
fail to
so
go.
good. Be so good to use some of those inspirations for death saves.
Yeah, it would have.
But let me tell you about that treasure chest that's in the wall there and how good it is.
Mm-hmm. The
That's
best
so
part is
GFI for
Ordell
Brian.
found the treasure chest.
Well,
How does she find something when she's not awake?
she didn't find it, but it is there, and Ordell does see it, but it's not his priority right now. If he thinks to mention it
10
later, he
times.
might.
10 times that Drew did something so incredible that you granted him inspiration, and you're giving him.
To be fair,
Is-
most of those were
I
just showing
already
love
said before this
Yeah,
game
listen.
started,
Yeah.
10 inspos and 10 GFYs are not going to be game-changing things like they were before. People didn't ask for
No,
that, but
it's
they would
okay.
be
It's
good
okay.
magical items or
This
something
is
along
the
those lines.
funniest fucking thing ever, and I love it.
Right now,
so much.
Yeah, right now.
we've got to get it in before she dies, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
Mm.
Alex said GFY to me. I didn't hear anybody else say it in chat, but
No. This is great. This
It's
is good.
coming. It's coming.
Draco says it now too, and Soul Wesson. Okay, if one or two more people say it, I'll take. Okay. As you're floating upwards, chat can get rid of some of my GFYs on your death saving throws if it comes to it. But Emma, I need another one from you.
Okay, well, since this is going to be the last one, I'm going to record this just in case.
I have 3 GFYs currently, and we can only use one per thing. So
Hey, that's an 18.
Hey!
18, solid. Emma.
I'm gonna just keep that there.
So doing a quick bit of calc, 20 feet per second, 150 feet of hole, right?
Mm-hmm.
Based on all these saves, you're going to have to keep rolling until you either live or die.
Okie dokie.
We got
How far
3
are they?
GFYs.
Blood dice. Blood dice? Where are you? I know you're here. Blood dice. That's not the blood dice. Blood dice.
I got you, Drew.
18!
2 saves, 2 deaths.
Oh god, I hate this.
I hate not being a full caster.
Winter's like,
Who do...
but is the goblin okay?
Alright. I hope Emily doesn't feel bad that I use hers as the
Actually,
deciding
before
one.
you roll, Drew.
Hey!
Before you roll.
He
Oh, it's a 17.
rolled a 17.
Okay.
Oh, what were you going to say though, Alex? I'm curious.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
fine.
not... No, I want to know.
That's an evil grin. What was it?
XC just puts Emma out of her misery, just with that second shot, just ready, just pa!
Just like, we don't want no zombies up here. As Emma, you quickly kind of do a breathe inwards before the green flame in your chest becomes just a small little kindling. Ordell has no idea that you are okay. He is not familiar with unwilling anatomy, but you are stable currently. Winter, go ahead and roll me a, I guess for you, it would just be a general intelligence check or a history check, whichever's higher.
So I rolled a 6, but let me see. History plus 8. 6 plus 8
14.
is math.
Seeing that there is a flame at all is a good sign. So you kind of breathe a sigh of relief, but it did get smaller, and that kind of scared you for a moment. Ordell, he contemplates whether he even needs to bring this body back up now. Maybe he should just throw her. I'm just kidding. Ordell,
Jake would be so mad.
right? He would be. I don't know. Emma scolded him, so as Ordell
I've successfully managed to piss off everyone, and it's beautiful.
brings up Emma's unconscious body, lays her on the grass. Is she okay? Before he tosses the goblins like they're nothing, which is kind of insulting to you, Winter, but obviously not your main priority right now. See,
They are currently dead, so
is she fine? Is she fine?
I mean, I wouldn't say she's fine. She's more dead than usual, but less dead than completely dead.
I don't have his inventory to know if he actually has a health potion or not. That would have made a big difference during that whole rising, but I don't think he does.
He doesn't.
Okay.
The last one broke by the well.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do here.
I can't do much until she's all the way dead.
Wait, is she up here? Wait, sorry.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Ordell's up there at the top now. He's laid Emma out onto the grass.
I run over and I put my hands on Emma's collarbones. I'm like, I'm sorry, but thank you. And I lay all my hands, all my 30 hands.
I have 32 hands.
All of
and I
them.
lay them.
All my hands.
It's not a lie. If you lay 2, it is all of your hands. You place your
Is it?
hands on her shoulder bones as jets of red energy fly towards the green flame inside, and it acts almost like gasoline on the fire as a sudden jet of green flame. How much do you heal Emma for?
30.
30. All of the hands, indeed.
All my hands.
As Emma, you feel a Pulp Fiction shot of adrenaline into your chest as suddenly vision appears. As Emma just stands up and scurries quickly away from the edge of the hole there. Emma lives.
Thank you, but don't do that again.
No, thank
Oh
you.
my
But
God.
first off, we are never going in holes again. Ever. Never. Never. Ever.
We didn't particularly willingly go into this hole either.
I thought we did. But never again.
So you got the goblins though, right?
We should step away from this hole in case it continues to come up the hole.
I step away and I'm just like looking at Winter and I just, oh. And then I
Ordell's
look at Emma and I'm like, and I look at Ardell and I look at Emma and I'm like, Emma, I know you're on the brink of death,
Mm-hmm.
but do you have something you want to say to Ardell?
I am sorry for calling you a dumbass. You deserved it when I said it. Because you tried to disappear on us. You are the strongest member of this group. We need you. And
Ordell,
you tried to disappear.
in the middle of your talk to him, stands up and goes over. You're like, and you tried to disappear. As he's walking past you, he goes over to grab the 2 goblins, well, the one and the body parts of the other, before he sets them down in the grass next to you, and just says, here's your goblins. He doesn't acknowledge what you're saying to him at all, Emma. He's
Thank
mad.
you, Ordell. I know this is probably not the best time to discuss your position within my royal court, but just know that you're on the up and up for like a chief guard position.
Does Ordell know Winter's dead yet?
He has no clue. That's a different time. XC, you said you shot me.
Affirmative.
I thought
You
it would
did
move
ask
faster.
him.
Physics said it did, but it didn't. It must be the magic.
Yeah, you did ask him to shoot you, to be fair.
Ordell kind of gets over towards Emma and does that like squat thing where he's like eye level, where you're sitting there kind of leaned backwards and we're pointing towards him, and he just kind of gets like eye level towards Emma. I tried to save you. I tried to help.
You did. You literally just did. But disappearing into this ring, getting taken advantage of by my patron, is not the way to do it.
What patron are you talking about? Ritter is not our patron.
So, yes. It has been a day. I need just a little bit of time. And
Should we
Emma's
maybe have this discussion, as XC suggested, away from the octopus pit?
I like that
Was
idea.
Ashwin's already far away since XC suggested it.
Ashwin grabbed Steed's reins and has been walking him away from the hole here. Ordell nods in agreement, saying he likes that plan, and grabs the rest of his stuff and begins walking to follow Ashwin. XC, were you also leaving? Oh, did she unsummon Steed? I thought we left him up there at the top. Okay, yeah, he's unsummoned then. Never mind. Yeah, you've just been walking.
I'm gonna gather the remains of the bits and pieces of the goblins that are on the ground. I'm gonna get the other goblin. I'm gonna like nod and get the other goblin to gather the bits and pieces of his goblin friends, like the body parts.
He looks down towards them, trying to figure out how he can carry a whole goblin as well as half of one and all the pieces before he takes like the limbs and begins shoving it like up the other one's shirt, and just takes its leg and kind of pulls it along the ground like a makeshift dead goblin sled, doing his best to follow his queen's command.
I know. Follow XC.
Emma, are you also leaving?
Yeah.
You look
Winter?
down at the hole briefly before back towards them.
Queen Winter Queen.
Yes, Ash.
May I say something as an advisor?
Yes, you may speak freely.
It is a little offensive how you are treating these goblins compared to us.
Oh, I am sorry. I'm not meaning any offense. I'm a little upset that you did just throw them in the air and essentially murder them.
You didn't see that.
You didn't
Didn't
see
I?
that?
Oh,
Didn't
no,
see
no.
that.
So
That was
so when
before
did
the rock broke.
that was
to where you could
before
see
it collapsed. Oh, okay. Oh, well, I just would like people to gather them as they go. These are important people. These are important subjects to us. We can't build a kingdom together, Ash, if we don't have the goblins. You have to remember your roots. Of course, I was always going to save Emma.
Hundreds and hundreds of goblins, but only one Emma, one Ordell, one XC, and one Ashwin.
Well, there is also only one Peggy. And I point to what is left of his leg.
As one of them is pulling, you see a leg hanging out from the sled one's shirt.
I also I didn't forget any of you. I have been quite gracious. I did raise you all from the hole. I didn't let any of you stay at the bottom of the pit.
You did not raise all of us from the hole.
True. X is independent. And complaining far less than everyone else.
Right?
Complaints are illogical.
Emma, as much as she pisses me off, was on the brink of death.
I'm not super thrilled with Emma at the moment. I'm hearing your advice, Ash, and I will, of course, you are my best friend for some time and a trusted advisor as of about half an hour ago. But Emma has consistently tried to kill me. Now, I do respect her as a fellow queen, and I do enjoy her presence around us. But she does. I mean, she just keeps on trying to kill me. I don't know how to get around that. I'm trying my best, but if she does want to keep casting spells at me that are detrimental to my not being completely dead, then it's gonna harm the friendship.
Right, and I wasn't there, so I can't say for sure, but it may have been a misunderstanding. you are kind of on the opposite spectrum of life now, and maybe what she thought was healing
What?
was what?
What do you mean?
What?
Oh,
Opposite
you
spectrum.
haven't got to hear Ordell. Ah,
Oh,
beautiful. You see, our friend here is now cursed. She is undead. She has no beating heart because she carries a staff.
Did you do this? He
Of
points at you, Emma.
Oh, no. You see, the staff is sentient and it's apparently talking to her, or she too has gone insane like myself. I would love to share this information.
Why are we all just super chill with jumping in cursed rings? I feel like we're chucking around the word cursed so often. But like when Emma is a queen and she has cursed objects, it's totally fine. But I get some new friends
Yes,
and a really dope ass staff, and all of a sudden I'm the problem. I can levitate your asses back down the hole and into the octopus if you would like.
there's a difference, though. I don't want you in my cursed ring. That is my ring.
I don't want
want
you in
any
my
of you to have
stuff.
anything. Exactly. Just And Emma again is gonna walk away from the situation.
I got sucked into the curse ring. That was not my choice.
I
Same
tried.
thing with Ritter. Oh. Ordell, not now. Read the room, Ordell. Not now.
As Emma starts walking away, or Exy sort of looks around and starts walking with Emma, sort of leans down. I have understood you trying to kill this winter. Let me tell you better ways to kill people in the future. And I just start rattling off all these different ideas of how you kill people and make sure they're dead.
Give me two.
See.
Give you two. The first is always compacting the head. Once a head is compacted, it's very hard to continue on. The second is quite interesting. It involves 3 pieces of lumber and 2 different dwarves. Unfortunately, most of the complex situations I have involve dwarves due to my construction. And I start explaining it.
Exy, you beautiful, beautiful construct. I was not trying to kill her, I was trying to help her. And if that's misconstrued, well, that's not on me. And Emma's gonna still keep walking away
Oh,
with Exy.
understood. Helping individuals and killing individuals can be seen as similar things in biologicals. This is a known issue in the programming of biologicals.
Emma, how are you
Sure.
helping? And what made her think it was not helping?
Because undead heal differently. So necrotic energies may heal, whereas clearly radiant do not. As
Is
you
that true? Do we know that to be true, like, in world?
You can
Or
roll
is
me
that
a Arcana check.
or is that a
You,
product of the
Winter.
staff? Sorry, a history? What were you wanting to?
Arcana.
Arcana. Okay.
Ashrin, you
or
could
I guess
also
I-
roll that as well.
I guess I should have rephrased that staff is making this happen as given to me by Identify.
Cool. 24.
5.
24. You
I'm
would
just trying to
definitely
work
know
out
that
if I know that or not.
that's not the case. You just saw Ashrin heal Emma with radiant energies, and you've healed, not you, but you've, as a group, have healed Ordell in the same way. But as Emma clarifies that it's about the staff, that makes a bit more sense that you would be a little different than the others.
Winter Queen, do you mind me settling this once and for all?
How?
I have one more, I guess, radiant healing I can do for the day.
Oh, yeah, I feel awful.
Do not let her touch you with those horrible radiant fingers. She tries to peel your skin just like the skeleton did.
Oh, Ash, honestly, look at me. Look at me. Are you trying to peel off my skin? Be honest.
Have I ever peeled off your skin?
You haven't before, but there's a look in your eyes
Out of
that's
the
making
two,
me think that you want to do some skin peeling.
right? But out of the two of
He
us,
turns to Emma while this is happening. Peeling skin is also an effective way.
People usually wake up without any finger skin. They get real upset.
For that one I'm
Winter?
actually familiar with. You add salt to that as well, then it can become a form of torture.
Winter, out of the two of us, I think you're the one that's more likely. No offense. In the most necromantic way possible, you may be the one that likes to peel the skin.
I don't like to peel. You play with blood. I don't peel people's skin off. I think you're grossly misinterpreting what necromancy is.
Maybe I didn't grow up around a lot of necromancers, so I don't really know for sure. Anyways, may I have your hand once more, Winter Queen?
She plans to trick you. She plans to hurt you.
At this point, Ryan, how much do I believe what the staff is saying, and how much can I suppress what is
It
being
is like
told
a
to me?
stranger to you, but it is trying to tell you something. It is somebody whispering in your ear that you trust because it gave you this power and hasn't lied to you thus far. But still, it's a stranger compared to Ashrin.
Yeah. I'll give Ash my hand.
You are not being
She's my best
magically
friend.
manipulated into this.
Okay. And then I'm going to take it. And since it's verbal, I'm going to say the words I always and usually do say for cure wounds. I'm going to do it like say the words for cure wounds so she knows that's what I'm doing. And heal for...
Can you roleplay that? Say the words for cure wounds one more time.
Hamana.
Say the words for the spell. Cure wounds.
Put some WandaVision things in there. 10 points of healing.
Winter, as Ashrin clasps your hand, she says the words for cure wounds as you feel the red energy crawl up and almost like a fire in your veins. It sears you from the inside as it touches your skin. You feel the immense pain from what Ashrin's trying to do to you. She's trying to hurt you, and you try and pull your hand away as Ashrin, you let go as Winter pulls away, doing sizable damage to you.
I take 10 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Ash, what are you doing? What are you doing to me?
I told you, they are jealous of your new abilities.
She's
We-
doing what she was supposed to do. Isn't that right, Ash?
Been doing the same spell I do every time we get hurt. Every time I heal us back.
You're different
No,
now.
there's something different.
You're greater, they don't know.
It's the same thing I've been doing for forever.
I like hold out my hand. Are there any marks or anything on my skin?
As you look down, what almost can be described as, like in any zombie movie where you see like blackness going through their veins that's very makeup-y, but instead your veins are glowing this kind of hot energy. It looks as if you just took your hand, just the veins at least of it, right out of a hot forge. It looks painful and it feels it.
Why? I don't understand. I thought we were her family. I wanted to do this together. Why do you people keep hurting me?
It's because you're cursed, and Emma's gonna cast Inflict Wounds.
Winter, Emma's trying to hurt you once again. Go ahead and roll a wisdom save.
Inflict Wounds is...
that's the hit. I was thinking, sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing a cantrip. I'm doing a full-blown spell
Emma
on this.
rushes up to you and says, "That's because you're cursed," before like trying to grab you by both cheeks on the side of your face.
That's a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Only just.
Only just.
My AC is 14.
Fair enough. You get 15 necrotic.
15. Winter, your natural instincts as Emma comes up and begins chanting the words, grasps you by the face. You can see the energy flow towards you. You are preparing for the pain. However, it feels good. It feels really, really good. This is past whenever Ashrin used to heal you and kind of that soothing balm-like feel that would heal your wounds. This is invigorating, addicting almost.
As I feel the magic start to like come into my veins, I'm gonna hold my hands up to Emma's face and kind of like and like look into her eyes, and a little smile starts to creep across Winter's lips.
You, and Emma takes the hands off, need to learn when to trust me. Yes, you might get hit by my spells sometimes, but I have always healed you afterwards, have I not? It is never intentional. I have never intentionally hurt you, except for that one time I slapped you in the face, but that was to save you from the giant skeleton creature. Learn to trust me.
I'll forgive your tone this once, Bone Queen. And I give her a little boop on the nose.
Trust
Don't be carried
her.
away.
She means you health. The red-haired one means you harm.
I look back at Ash and I grab my journal out and write down very quickly new number 1 ? And put it back in my bag.
Ordell comes over in the middle of the three of you having this conversation and kind of leans low. Says, I don't want to say it, but Emma's right. That staff is cursed, then, if you were to be healed by that. Come, there are many cursed objects in that well. Let us throw the staff down the shaft, along with all the other treasures I saw. As Winter, you immediately hear in your mind, do not let the big one take this staff. Kill him if you have to keep your throne.
I'm very confused.
Ordell, I don't think that's how you're going to get rid of this curse. She's still cursed whether you throw that cane into a fiery pit. I don't know, but there's magic at work here, and it doesn't just go away by throwing something into a hole. This is what she wanted, is it not? Did you not want to be undead, Winter, when you left?
I'm enjoying it.
What I will say to
Right?
you is you are not the queen of any of us. And I mean that in the best way possible. You can absolutely be a queen if you want to. You can be queen of your undead. But you are not queens of us. We are all equal in this group, and we will be. Is that not fair? You can be a queen in your own respect.
What happened to Ruckus?
I don't know. Ruckus comes, Ruckus goes. Drew forgets to roll for sanity checks sometimes.
You used to burn stuff with me, Emma.
This journey out of the ring has given me more time to think about things. Being trapped, and I know I say this over and over, but being trapped somewhere for so long, not being able to talk to anyone was rough. That's putting it mildly. So, being out of this ring, going on adventures with all of you, almost dying, it puts things into perspective. It gets thoughts rolling again. I can talk to people, and I wouldn't wish what I went through on anyone else. I will never have you as a queen. I'm sorry. I have no master. I will not be ruled by anyone except for one person, and I don't want to be. For 800 years I was stuck, and I still am under her control, and I wish to have no master. I don't care if you are queen, more power to you, but you will never be my queen.
It's like we need to kill that person that has power over you. Then you might reconsider.
You can certainly try. It won't go well.
Took a different avenue there, but came to a decent goal.
Right.
I think we need rest.
Well, I think we should all agree on it equally, seeing as you're not the queen either.
I am not. What say the group?
Neither of you are my queen. Ordell walks away over towards XC.
I have killed a few queens, and I walk along with Ordell.
I'm spent. And I turn to Winter and I grab her by the shoulders and I just go, I'm sorry. I thought I was going to help. I didn't mean to hurt.
Believe her?
You can roll an insight.
Yeah, 19.
Seems pretty genuine. She's a good friend to you. You're pretty certain of how she acts and behaves, though there is a kind of a nagging voice in the back of your head that just says to at least keep your eyes open.
I know. It's been a kind of a confusing day.
Thing I think rest wouldn't cover, right?
How long has it been since we woke up?
Total, since you started going down into the mine shaft, maybe about an hour and a half, 2 hours. It's maybe about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's been a long day.
I mean, lunch at the very least, right?
At least I agree.
I guess we should... Wait, is anyone worried about the octopus getting out of the hole?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, just making sure. I start to
Luckily-
follow the rest.
Luckily, if we keep moving, it won't be our problem.
Is everybody heading and following Ordell and XC? Because Ordell was planning to go back towards the forest and keep going north like the original plan. Just to, at least to get away from the hole.
Yeah. I'm really too tired to challenge anything else.
Okay. As you walk further into the forest for a little bit, you basically all, at some point, everyone is exhausted enough that you say, just far enough to where we can get for a rest is what I'm kind of gathering from everybody, not planning to journey further, correct? Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
So you get further into the forest. You walk for maybe about 20 minutes or so at a somewhat fast pace. No, you don't really have Ritter to guide you through the forest. It does slow you down going through here. You'd say you probably get maybe a mile or so further to the northwest. During that time, if you think you're solidly away from that mine shaft, it would even be a hard find to even get back to it at this point, as you're getting to a much more thicker forest here. You are solidly in the Black Forest's entrance now. As such, there is a small clearing that you find as you're going through here. There are several of them as you've gone along the way. Though this is a forest, there are still empty pockets as you are in a dead land around here. As such, you decide that this seems like a decent place to stop just to get a rest. Are you all planning to try and do a long rest, a short rest? Basically, are you setting up camp to where there's going to be a fire, or what are we doing?
Just out of curiosity sake, when Ordell saw that treasure in the thing, did he grab it?
He
Just out of curiosity, 'cause-
mentioned briefly to Winter, saying, all the
Okay,
treasures that we found there should stay there.
that was
You only
good.
remember one thing, but you weren't even there for... Well, hey,
Yeah,
you were.
no,
You,
I
Ashrin,
was-
and Winter. Everybody heard it, but didn't really connect anything.
Yeah.
You did not grab it.
Okay. Cool.
During the walk, I look to Ordell and ask him for my colorful piece of ammunition back.
Oh, yeah. Before he flicks it back to you.
I pop it back in the square.
You can track me with that?
If someone who has magical means can track objects, this works out to be an easily trackable object.
Good to know. For he moves one of the kind of upright logs that's there and dead pieces of wood and sets it on the ground like a little place for him to stop and sit for a little bit and kind of take a breather. He didn't get as damaged as all of you, but he did have quite a few boulders and other things fall on him, and he's just more exhausted because he actually did get a point of exhaustion for all that he was doing. So Ordell's pretty tired as well as he kind of... Do you want a fire, or are we just sitting for a moment and brief rest?
I'm pretty tired, but I can go on. Well, I mean, I don't need all the rest. Actually, it's all Emma. Winter. Sorry, Winter Queen. It's all up to you.
Although I appreciate it, I do think that it's still Xyz's day, right? Or is it Emma's day?
Negative
one.
is Ordell's day.
For one, I don't honestly care whose day it is. I am tired. I almost died again.
If we're tired, let's just rest. I could rest
Can we
too.
just do that?
Yeah, let's just
And I have
stop.
other things I need to do while resting.
Let's take a
So if we
very long rest. We'll head out in the morning again. See if we can
Okay.
figure out how to get rid of her out of the ring.
That's my plan. Ashrin, I know I gave you back the ring. I didn't know if I was making it out of the hole. May I see the ring again?
Oh, yes. Sorry.
It's okay. I know that hole was daunting back there, and it's much to think about.
I probably didn't wear it just in case I don't want to be like sucked into it again. I probably.
Oh, it's very important to know if you wore it or not.
I did not
No,
wear it.
Good to
it
know.
has a chain around it as well, so you don't have to.
Okay. All right. Either way, here you go.
I'm gonna hold on to the ring, and during this long rest, use it to study the ring more and try and figure out what the hell's going on.
Okay. So during this time, we'll have you check on that. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check for that while you're going to spend most of your time studying it while resting. What is everybody else doing during this moment of respite?
I'm gonna try and like.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna try and like smush the bodies of my goblins back together. Using some thread from my dress. I'm gonna like start to pick apart some of the thread from my dress and like attach it together, kind of like sutures, and try and reassemble the puzzle pieces that are the goblin bodies.
So you got about half of Peggy available. You have the whole Hey Arnold football head one that got crumpled. He doesn't really need to be reassembled, and then you have the living one. So you have pieces of half of a goblin. Now, there have been necromancers that have done experiments with animating the dead and combining body parts. You could possibly make a Machamp-like super goblin, if you'd like, the next time you raise the dead with the limbs. But making a whole goblin out of Peggy doesn't seem to be very plausible. His head was not able to be recovered.
So Peggy's gone.
Peggy's gone.
All right. Instead, I'm gonna like look at what is left of Peggy. I'm gonna kind of try and dust football head off, prop him up next to his brother goblin, and then I'm gonna start to dig a hole to bury Peggy, and I'm gonna bring out my little black book. And once he is in the ground and in the dirt, I'm going to speak to him.
Okay. As Winter, we'll come back to that. Ashrin and Exy, what are you doing during this time?
I will rest for 4 hours. Sorry.
Okay. Ashrin's just going to rest. Is there anything you're wanting to be doing? We're planning to take an extra long rest as if to get up in the morning and even just rest even through the night here, so that you don't have to deal with not being able to see and not knowing where you're going.
I'll probably do a full rest and then reevaluate my spells.
Okay. Exy?
I'll expend as many days of metal scrap as I am allowed to on making some more ammunition.
If you're planning to wait here the like 16-ish hours of the rest, you could do 2 full days worth. So you could roll the Tinkerer's Kit twice on that. So go ahead and do that. Let's go to Emma. Ordell is purely resting. He has spent enough time. The meat is smoked. Ordell lays there, but you can tell after, even when he's done resting, he's just taking a moment to break and between the trees lay on his back in the grass and look up at the stars for a little bit. You're not sure what's going on in his head, but he's just tired. As Emma, what was your Arcana check?
23.
23. Solid. As you look at the ring, you've been inside this ring for a long time. You've been able to see out of the emerald kind of tip of it, the gem on the crest. But you haven't been able to really see on the inside of the ring all that much, and so you haven't really studied that. In there is several inscriptions written in Draconic that are kind of worded inscriptors that allow you to know that this is a magical resting place for you, where you can go in and out of. But there seems to be written a few almost additions to the typical Draconic spell language in here. What languages do you speak?
Auran, Celestial, Common, Draconic, and Infernal.
You recognize a few letters of Infernal. They don't make out anything specific. They don't say a word as a whole, but they seem to add on to the Draconic that's there, altering its abilities. You're not sure if this happened whenever you first went in the ring, or if this has since been added in the 800 years that your ring has kind of gone from place to place. But this would imply that there is some sort of, with these combination of languages, an almost time-based element to whatever is happening to this ring.
Oh, sorry, I'm not muted.
Jackie, the whole time she's muted, just makes fun of Drew every time he goes.
It just sounds like a Minecraft villager, so I can't help it every time I hear that.
Can I try using mending to? I don't think the spell would work that way, but I'm gonna give it a try. See if I can use mending to remove the infernal script.
You want to try it?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
The worst case scenario, I just gotta talk to my patron again and get belittled.
As you begin to cast and try and mold the gold back into its rightful place, you begin to see an almost physical shadow, as if pushing back against the gold seems to hold it in place there. Seems more powerful magic than your ability with just mending is keeping this in place. But the shadow does at least make you think that this belongs to your patron, is work of your patron.
That would have been too easy, yes. And so I guess towards the end of it, I'm gonna put the ring on.
You slide it back on. Are you doing that at the first part of the watch, or?
No, that would be at the very end of the night.
Okay, so like in the next morning?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll come back to that. Winter, your staff allows you to speak with the dead at will. So as you place the bones of Peggy down into the dirt, you are about to pour the dirt over before you think to try and cast Speak with Dead on this creature here. As you do so, I do need to check one thing, because I forget if Speak with Dead allows...
So what I was actually going to do was to use my little black book. So I've pulled out my little book that has the septagram on the front of it. I wasn't going to use the staff.
Oh, okay, so you're not casting Speak with Dead?
I am, but it works slightly differently because I'm assuming, based on what you said my magic item did. So I'm gonna pull out my little black book and I'm gonna say I'm gonna make the the images appear with prestidigitation the way that I did when I first met Peggy in green, and make them kind of dance across the dirt. And I'm gonna say, oh, I had a really good question and I forgot it, Ryan. I'm gonna say, is there anything that I can do for you, Peggy, to make your rest peaceful?
Being that you're communicating in kind of images to this corpse, it will try and communicate back with an image in your book rather than speaking in Goblin, though it is a little bit more cryptic, as a drawing of a hole in the dirt with bones in it appears in your book, as does a piece of meat next to it.
Piece of meat next to the bones. I'm gonna. I think Brie's not this smart, Ryan. I feel like Winter is smarter than me. All I can think of is to go get some meat and literally put it in the hole, but that doesn't seem like what I should do. I'm gonna walk over to where Ordell is and kind of say, may I have some of the smoked meat?
Yeah, sorry. Before he actually he looks over to Emma. Can you get it?
Nope. It's stuck in there as long as Ritter is.
Oh.
At least it won't go bad in there.
We'll say that this is nearing the morning at this point. So yes, I can't get the meat unless I can get in there.
Oh. Dang. Peggy really wanted a snack.
They're not dead.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's what he wanted, and I show Wardell the book. See, he wants.
Did he draw this before he died?
Oh, after.
Stupid question. Let's see. Flips through the pages trying to see if there's more to it before, like someone flipping through your phone when you're like, I just said the one picture.
Yeah. I looked through my bag. I don't know if I have any rations that would be meat. If they're rations, would there be any meat in my rations?
There would probably be like jerky style meat, so very dried, almost not quite hardtack, but yeah, you could use that.
I have two rations, so I'm gonna pull out some of the hardtack from my rations, and I'll put it into the dirt and then cover it and say,
as
I wish, yes.
As you put the dirt, or place a few pieces of the tack and jerky in there, as soon as it hits the dirt, you pour the other dirt over the top. Before you can say anything, almost like a vat of steam seems to pour its way out from inside the dirt before flying up and away from beneath the freshly covered soil.
Peggy?
You hear nothing, but the wisps of steam eventually fade in the wind.
That's nice. And then I look at his I'm gonna like kind of anchor. Did he have it, just to clarify, did he have an actual peg leg, or was it just that it was the bone that was
just
exposed?
the bone that was exposed and kind of became more nub-y from walking on it for so long.
Yeah. I'm gonna mark the dirt with prestidigitation so that there's like a
pseudo
bone,
grave.
a pseudo, yeah, like a green glowing goblin bone peg leg marking the earth. And then I'm gonna turn to Chat, who's still alive? Is it Brian or
We named
who's-
one of them
who's-
Brian.
yeah, who's still here?
Hey, Brian, any other name?
Yeah, Brian's still alive.
Brian
Brian-
and Arnold, I guess, from Football Head.
Grav and Peggy are dead, but Brian is still undead and with us.
Perfect.
Brian, are you happy? Okay. How do I feel? Do I feel sleepy or anything?
Oh, yeah, you were exhausted.
Okay. Good to know. I'm gonna kind of find a little spot to chill with with Brian, and I'm gonna curl up. I'm gonna cuddle Brian. I'm gonna take a nap.
You pull up your sleeping bag. As you're about to pull it over, Brian kind of looks at you like a little kid with no blanket before he slides into the sleeping bag with you with his giant head sticking out as you cuddle with Brian in your sleeping tent there. So this
I'm
happens.
also gonna just cry a little. Not really sure why.
That's fair.
That's fair. XC, what are your two Tinkerer's checks?
A 17 and an 18.
Okay. Roll me 2d8s.
Oh no.
A one and a
That's two
one.
ones.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you can get 2 pieces of ammunition. You're a bit shaken up from what you saw before, and your mind is really focused on, with these ammunitions, I could shoot Winter if she's an enemy, or I could use them to protect her if she's an ally. And so you're just more focused on that than you are the actual creation of more bits of ammo.
Sure.
During this sleepy time, when people are resting, before it comes to the morning, I said it was morning before, but Winter hadn't gone to sleep, so before it comes to the morning, Winter, need you to make me a con save.
Oh man. I don't even know what I'm saving for anymore. I don't know if it's these nasty bites on my leg or if it's the undead staff talking to me. 19 though.
19. No problem. As you sleep gently, a dreamless sleep with, what is it, Brian? With
Yeah.
Brian in your sleeping
Snuggling
bag.
Brian.
As the night wears on, everyone gets a large amount of rest. You wake up, even Winter, with your deep sleep, since you all kind of went to bed around 3 in the afternoon or so. You wake up well into the night, what must be 3 or 4 in the morning. But there is still the choice of, you could either set out now while it's dark, but have less chance of direction, or have harder directional times, or set out in the morning. At night would be a little bit more subtle, but in the morning, you would be able to see a little easier and know where you're going. So the group kind of discusses that as you're waiting here in the morning. Do you all light a fire at all during this night? Ashwin says no.
I don't want to.
Negative.
Okay.
I think
No worries then.
Ordell said he was going to, or well, you said Ordell was going to. I don't know if that actually happened.
He would have if the group wanted it, but since he's not here, I'm not going to force him to make a decision that could be detrimental.
I
enough.
think I'm just cold all the time now, right?
Oh, for sure.
No fire then.
When is dawn, Ryan?
It would probably be in about 3 hours or so.
Well, everyone, we can head out now. Or wait till dawn. I don't have a problem with it. I can see a little bit, but I know others are a little challenged.
I think we should just wait till the morning. We do have 2 people with us that can't see as well in the dark, and I don't know, lighting fires, like torches, I should say, during the night would kind of make us a beacon.
Right.
Anything out here at night.
Done.
It's only
We
3
wait.
hours.
Emma, you did say at one point in the morning, it is now morning, though not quite light. You were planning on doing stuff with the ring. Is that still the plan?
Yeah.
Okay. Planning on putting it on?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing else I can do with it.
As you're all discussing, like, we'll just wait a few hours, right? No problem. Everyone goes to sit back down in their spots, lay back in the grass before Emma takes the ring, puts it on, and you all hear a familiar as Emma disappears into the ring, and out into the grass lands the Black Archer. I am so sorry.
What?
I could have stopped everything that happened to you down in that hole. That was an old trap that we set to drop people down there, but there was not a mine when we set it. There was just the spikes we laid at the bottom. I didn't plan to not be able to guide you through this forest. I have traps laid all throughout from when we hunted here. I am sorry. I did not know of the undead that were laying down there. I did not know of what lied in the deep.
Well, I mean, there's nothing you could have done. You were in the ring anyways, and now we have an undead friend, so I think that can come to our advantage sometime.
I can confirm the trap you laid was very well done.
Thanks.
It was a long way down.
He reaches down to pick up the ring. Before he looks over at you, Winter says, "You should have thrown that staff away.
I hate my staff.
It's Crucian made. I wouldn't trust it."
Well, so's Emma, isn't she? Although
I didn't get that sense from her. For the longest time, I thought you had arisen her.
I did make Brian come back, though.
The goblin walks over towards Ritter and goes up to like shake his hand almost as Ritter kind of pulls his leg away like,
He's my first.
Brian?
Yeah.
You control him.
Well, I mean, Brian appreciates me and listens to me, but I mean, I don't control you, do I, Brian?
Brian looks over and, no. Emma, you wish you were there to hear, but he kind of points off towards you before Ritter kneels down and reaches out a hand to shake Brian's hand. For Brian exchanges some pleasantry to Ritter, and Ritter says, "I don't understand what you say, but I have worked with goblins before. Sorry for your fate, little one."
Yeah, we gotta find an interpreter for Brian.
There are a lot of options for Brian, but this is causing a problem before he tosses it over to XC. Tosses the ring.
Catch whatever's flying towards me.
Is the ring.
I catch it.
Okay. It makes a loud little king as metal touches metal. As
there's a big there's this like big weird shadowy thing that Emma talks to. She has expressed that we should murder it.
Ritter holds up a book from inside Emma's library and throws it into the clearing. Emma, from inside your library, you look out the emerald glass top and see the book that he throws down, and a bit of fear enters your heart as you look at your library, and one of the books that your patrons gave you with great details of the atrocities that your patron has committed are in that book.
Oh, Winter picks it up.
Dun, dun.
As Winter, you hold the purple leather-bound book, old an ancient, something that should have rotted from dust a long time ago, sits in your hands, where a shadowy hand is imprinted on the front of it, almost as if marked with black charcoal. You can flip through the book, or you can hold on to it.
Oh, I would love to flip through the book.
Okay. Go ahead and roll through with an investigation.
I'm going to use my inspiration. Nat 20.
I miss inspirations. I remember when I had 10 of them.
With your nat 20, what languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Elvish, and Infernal.
I actually...
Would it be an Aran, which would be the native tongue of said creature?
That's what I was looking for here.
'Cause that's the language of
Yeah, I
the Dajin.
don't think that you can speak the language that's written on there, but there are markings on the side. It seems to almost be translated, though Emma, you know, the abridged and friendly version is written in Common on the right side of the book. The real shit is written in Aran on the other side. So that does give you a bit of sense, but if somebody were to ever know to read the other, or know that they don't directly translate, then that would be a problem. But Winter, with your nat 20, you begin flipping through the pages. It speaks of a great shadow that once enslaved many. It now resides throughout the world as it was once trapped in this ring. This book seems to be written from the personal narrative of this great shadow and its time stuck here in the ring and its plans once it leaves the ring. Emma was trapped in the ring for some time. You don't know how long the shadow has been out, but the shadow speaks of the toppling of a great many empires and working deep in the underbellies to slowly bring about a cult in its favor.
Oh, you guys were worried about my staff? This is way worse.
I can be worried about two things.
Can you? Was that Ritter or was that Ordell?
That was Ritter.
Could have been both.
Yeah, both of them. We can be worried about two things. No, it's Ritter.
I saw this shadow. I saw this shadow talking to Emma, and talking. It laughed. It laughed a lot.
You saw it?
Yes. She spoke to it. She called it. She asked it to come hang out.
Emma,
and
you can see outside the ring. You're like,
Emma's just in the ring like, that's not what I did.
I couldn't understand what you were saying to it.
True.
To that point, Emma,
Lauren.
you can see outside the ring and hear Winter essentially speak lies about you that you might have been planning something with this shadow.
Oh, that's not what I'm implying. Just to be.
For Emma's knowledge, since you were saying do
Yes.
something, that's what Emma thinks, would think.
I'm still in the ring.
Have you tried to get out of the ring?
No.
Okay. As with that, knowing that there's a great shadow that Emma pledges loyalty to in one way or another, and now Emma is back in the ring as you all are outside of the mine shaft with morning on its way. It seems like a solid place to stop for the night. It's 10 o'clock. If you haven't entered the giveaway, get your last chance in there to win one of those mystery unfinished D20s from Dicey Encounters. Shop open now.
Concern.
I had an absolute blast in this episode. I don't know about you all.
I have to thank Alex because it was Alex's
Oh,
idea to send the minecart back, and I just went with it.
Alex's great desire for payback from all of the shit in campaign 1
Yup.
is my assumption here.
And I think the infighting makes sense.
Oh, no, it was
'cause
awesome.
We are brand new to each other and some big different personalities. I'll tell you that much.
Oh no, it was great. A good bonding experience. Also,
Yes,
Silver
right,
Tiger,
Silver Tiger.
congratulations!
Hey,
Woo!
make sure you email Lanta so I can get your address and stuff.
Awesome. Well, hopefully next week we'll have Ordell back, so that Ordell doesn't have to hang back. Though honestly, I think Ordell would have hung back after Emma scolded him anyway. So I feel like that's how it would have played out, regardless. So we're gonna raid Vancouver by night. Thank you everybody for watching.
Woo!
We'll check you all next week for episode 9. And sorry about your lost in inspiration treasure, Drew.
That's okay. I'm totally not bitter.
Yo. All right.
We'll see y'all next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.
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 Bye.